output. How about that? Oh, can you hear me now? Oops. How about that? Oh, can you hear me now? Oops. You sure can. I don't know why you can hear me, but you can. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Wait a minute. Okay. Yes, can you hear me? Am I echoey? I'm probably echoey. Doot, 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 doot. I don't know why it happened. I don't really know. Oh, I do know. Oh, I do know. Wait, that should be in 1. All right. Can you, okay. What? 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 I don't understand. Why am I doing this? Why is it doing this? I don't know why. It's like switching tracks. Test, 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 test. It was a gremlin? I don't know. It's still a gremlin because it sounds like I'm really like in a hole. I'm in a hole, mama. I'm in a hole. I'm in a hole. I'm in a hole. Well, we're just going to have a weird voice for this stream. Whatever. I have no idea. Maybe I can. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I want to make sure you can hear the actual SOTU. So let me try something. Come on down to Pound Town. Come on down. Come on down. Okay, good. Yes, thank you very much. I said thank you very much. All right, this is going to be our setup for tonight. And this is, I want to make sure this plays. So let me test this, and I apologize for any annoying... This is the People's State of the Union outside of the Capitol, so... Here we go to save the day. All right, let's see if it plays. God, please, please, mama, please let you play the things on the things. Thanks. I don't know. This may not work. Oh, boy. Okay. Hooray! Let me make sure. I probably sound terrible, and it's probably coming through all the things because I don't know how to use my fucking equipment. That's pretty much it. Hold on.
Ladies.
All right. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Can we get one more
and
straight
the
ahead,
stuff?
please? Everybody together. One more eyes straight ahead, please. Everybody together.
I'm really quiet. God, I don't know why. I have no idea why.
Thank you.
Test, test, test. Yeah, I am kind of low, aren't I? Okay, I can turn them down a little bit and me up a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to listen to my stream on the phone. So yeah, we'll stay with this. Let me just quiet their sound because it's just a bunch of babble right now. Turns up the volume on TV, you're good. Yeah, I came back. You know, we're just going to do it. We're just going to be kind of like, I'm doing my theatrical debut. Now quiet? Oh yeah, because I turned down them. I turned down the stream. I sound perfect now? Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so actually it's a good thing I came early. Hi, Kim Thompson. You're fine to me. Not too loud, not too soft, not too echoey. Yay. That's all I want. Well, and right now, it's just that the board is screwing up a little bit. It's not a big deal. We'll make it. As long as you guys can hear, I don't really care. Jen Griffey. Wait, who's in the house? Wait a minute. Oren, Griffey, Badger. Oh my God, I want to go over the bingo card because Karen Diggs Retro made the bingo card. I did not make the bingo card. This is all Karen Diggs Retro, and we love her so much for doing it. It is absolutely fucking hilarious. But what I did do is I made check marks so that as we go along, we can check mark it. It'll probably won't work, but that's okay. So look I have these little tiny red check marks so we can move it over the, if they say it. In fact, we'll put one in the free spot, which mentions Joe Biden, which is the free spot. You stole it from someone online? Perfect. I love it even better. Oh, I love it. Deep state bingo. Deep derp state bingo. Yeah, so thank you, Karen, for stealing that. I don't care. I love it. I think it's great. We're going to be stealing all kinds of things tonight. Thank you, TV2Live, because we're going to join when the SOTU starts. We're going to join and restream TV2Live, who is our friend Jack, over on his channel. He's so gracious and is going to let us use his stream so that we limit the amount of views that the SOTU can claim. All right, so we're trying to do our part. But you know how I am, and I love to hear these fucking fascists speak because I need to know what they're saying. All right, I'm going to shut up and let these people talk. Hold on.
State of the Union address, or at least a report, is part of the job of the president. It's constitutionally required. So in a great shift, Donald Trump is following the law tonight. So why are we boycotting? Why are we boycotting the State of the Union? We're boycotting because we know that Donald Trump's State of the Union will bear no resemblance to what's actually happening in this country today. He will lie, distort, and ignore the real stories. He's not going to talk about the killings of innocent people. He's not going to talk about the thousands of people who are afraid every day because of ICE roaming their streets. He's not going to talk about the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, and he will not talk about the millions of people who've lost their health care on his watch. But move on, members. The millions of people who've been
Sorry to stop that, but Justin Wolfers, I watched him on another podcast today. I can't remember which one it was. Oh my gosh. I've heard that he has a YouTube channel. Oh, I'm going to be we're going to watch that. I need to reach out to him and say, can I just restream you? I can't hear you. Going to throw up in a sec. Oh, no worries. You can't hear me? Wait, can you hear me now? Hello. Woo wee. I am so excited that Justin Wolfers is starting a freaking YouTube channel. That is so great because he really knows how to. I mean, of course, he's a professor of economics, but he had this beautiful explanation today about what the economy is and why the economy won't react the way that Dump and his cohorts think. When it comes to tariffs. He didn't quite hit the whole extortion ring thing on the head, which is fine. But I would love to ask him about the Mar-a-Lago Accord and what he thinks of the implications of that document on the current manifestation of the economy. And so I'll probably just reach out to him and see if I could just ask him the question. He seems like a very approachable person in some ways, so I'm sure he's terribly, terribly busy, obviously. But what an amazing conversation about, oh my God, Justin Wolfers, thank you. I think, Lee, you're the one who introduced us to him, and I'm just so grateful because he's fucking amazing.
Protesting at No Kings protests. The American people, we know the true state of our union. We've seen it and we're living it, and it is not normal. We have asked our leaders this last year.
Lee, that's it. That's it, Lee. If you would do the interview, oh my God, I would pay to see that conversation. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. No problem. I can't hear. You're going to throw up in a sec. Oh no, going to throw you up a sec. Oh, okay. Are you going to throw me up? Wait a minute. Yeah, I hope she mentions the millions of deaths due to USAID. Yeah.
Don't treat this like business as usual. Fight for us. Folks, tonight we're coming out swinging. And we're making history with the largest organized boycott of any State of the Union ever. Behind me on this stage are members of Congress and their guests who have all personally experienced the harms of the Trump administration. They represent millions more. They represent all of us. I want to personally thank our members of Congress here tonight for your act of defiance, for breaking a norm to stand up for our values. And I want to thank our special guests who you're going to hear from tonight for your courage. You represent the best of America, and you make us all want to be brave. This moment is only possible because of people's bravery. The first boycott of the State of the Union was conducted by the founders of the Congressional Black Caucus during the Nixon administration. We honor their example. We honor the millions of patriots who've turned out over the last year in marches across this country. And we honor every person who's showed up, who's risked something, who's cared for a neighbor, even when it was safer to do nothing. That courage led the way to this moment, but we have to make sure that the road doesn't stop here. We need you, everybody joining us here on the Capitol Mall tonight, and everybody watching online. Come to the March 28th No Kings protest and stand up for this country. Before I introduce our hosts for tonight, I just want to give a special thanks to all of the people behind the scenes who helped to make tonight happen. Move On staff, the staff who serve our congressional representatives and senators here tonight, our partners, thank you so much. This is no small task to put on a historic event to fight for our country. Thank you. And now, I'd like to introduce you to our hosts, independent journalists Joy Reid and Katie Fang. And while they come to the stage, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being brave. And I want to thank you for being a part of building the America we can all be proud of. Thank you.
Everyone, are you guys excited to be here?
Yeah.
And not in there?
That's right.
Come on, I am Joy Reid, host of the Joy Reid Show.
And I'm Katie Fang, host of the Katie Fang News Channel.
And we are both exes of the artist formerly known as MSNBC. We are so excited to be here. Please give one more round of applause to these members
of Congress.
Yes.
Hear it.
They have the courage to not be here. So Katie, the reason that I am so excited to be here is that, as you just heard from the wonderful folks at Move On and Midas Touch, please give them a round of applause. It takes courage to stand out.
It does. And look, if you turn around and you look amongst us, it's not just the people that are here. It's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people in the United States and across the world that are defending democracy, but they need the courage and the bravery of our members of Congress and our electeds to make sure that democracy is defended.
Indeed. And so tonight we are not going to hear a false State of the Union. We are going to hear the true state of our union from the people who are being impacted by the policies that are taking place at the hands of someone who has demonstrated no love for the Constitution, for the truth, or for the care and concern of the American people. It's much more important to hear what people are truly facing. And
by the way, I completely understand if people kind of bag out tonight. If you can't hear this nonsense anymore, I have so much love for you. And I'm really doing this because I need to know what he says and what words come out of his mouth, because I'm trying to understand how the messaging gets from somewhere in the donor class down through his pie hole and into the mouths of chuds. And so that's the only reason I do watch this. And I apologize because I know it's traumatizing and I know it's kind of fruitless in a lot of ways too. At the same time, my whole focus this last few years has been, what's our media literacy? How is disinformation shared so much? So I really, really I understand, Stephanie. Welcome. How are you? I completely respect if people are like, I'm dipping out. I'm dipping out. You can put mute. Yeah, you could put it on mute and focus on the chat. The chat is really a beautiful community of people that will, feel the same way that you do in many respects about this fucking place that we're in. But again, I'm just not going to be offended if people are just like, I need to back out of this. I can't do it. I respect that. And I respect the members who are boycotting tonight. I really do. I think it is a great symbol of, saying no more. We're not going to sit here and act like this is normal. So I really understand that. So thanks for being here. And again, if you feel like you're like, I'm out, I'm okay with that. And I understand and I love you dearly and hope for a good, restful night. And then I'll see you tomorrow morning if you do bag out. But anyway, we'll listen to these ladies before the actual event starts.
Going through, that's what you're going to hear tonight.
The American people deserve the truth. They do not need more lies from this regime. So tonight you are going to hear people that have been impacted directly by the bullshit of this administration.
Amen. And because I'm also a church girl.
Sorry, Joy, for my language.
Oh no, I'm a cussing Christian, sis. It's all good. I'm a cussing Christian. But we want to start off this night by doing something that I think is so important, Katie.
Please.
And that is reclaiming the Christian voice from white Christian nationalism,
right,
which not only threatens our freedom, but also threatens a very important faith throughout this world. Christianity is not what you have been sold by Project 2025. So right now, to do our invocation, meaning we're going to invoke the spirit of freedom, liberty, and justice, please put your hands together for the Reverend Paul Brandeis Rauschenbusch.
Thank you, Joy and Katie. Hello, everybody. Hello, America. Let me start by saying that my soul is so glad to be here with the People's State of the Union. I come to you as the president of Interfaith Alliance and as a Baptist minister with good news. We, the people, have the power. Is that good news? All across America, people of diverse faiths and beliefs are showing up, are speaking out, and are proving that love for our neighbors and commitment to our democracy will prevail against the cruelty, immorality, and authoritarianism of this administration. Let me speak plainly as an American and as a Baptist minister. The Trump administration is the most hostile to religious freedom in generations. They attack any religious leader or community not in lockstep with their political agenda. The White House, the Pentagon, the Department of Justice, and ICE have weaponized religion for their white Christian nationalist crusade, which attempts to define who is a true American, conveniently made in their own image, and relegate all the rest of us to second-class status. While President Lincoln famously prayed to be on God's side, Trump instead blasphemously boasts that God is in fact on his side. In Trump's mind, God is little more than a divine mascot for his political team. But enough about that unpopular man. Tonight, we will focus and celebrate the people of America. Tonight, we will recognize all those to whom harm has been done, But we will also give thanks for the brave witness of the faith and community leaders in Minnesota, in Chicago, in Charlotte, in Portland, and here in Washington, D.C., and in towns large and small everywhere across America who are standing up against the abuse and inhumanity of ICE. We give thanks for every single person around this country who has put their faith or values into action by resisting government-sanctioned cruelty with moral courage and solidarity with our neighbors from every background. We give thanks to God for the power and the promise of love and what Dr. King called the beloved community that is both coming and present now if we choose to make it real in our democracy. I believe we are in the midst of the next great awakening in America, a spiritual movement dedicated to creating a nation where every person has dignity and value, where every community and faith tradition is treated equally, and nobody gets left behind this time. We, the people, have the power out of many through love. May we be one. My friends, the spiritual state of our union is strong. So help us God. Amen.
Please, everybody say release the files.
I jumped ahead because I was behind in the, this thing, the People's State of the Union. So we'll jump ahead to where they are now and then go from there. So hold on. Thanks. And go over and give a like to TV2Live. It's TV2_LIVE. If you go to that handle on YouTube, please go over and give him a like. He's letting us restream when it goes to the actual SOTU, and I really am grateful for that. So, he's got a bullshit counter on his. Oh my God, how adorable. Anyway, so please go over and give a real like and a subscribe if you haven't already to Jack over at TV2Live, who's joining in our effort to limit the amount of views that this fucking regime can claim. And so we're joining forces in order to do that. So thanks, Jack. Love you. And thank you to all of Jack's wonderful community for coming on over too. We really appreciate it. Yeah, I love you. All right. Anyway, so back to this until we get up to the hour. Yeah, it was really sweet. I was really grateful.
Release the files. Coming to the stage now is Pennsylvania's Fighting 12. Representative Summer Lee. She is one of the main reasons that we're getting some of those files. She's going to be reading a story from Monica Ruiz, the executive director of Casa San Jose, waiting to keep families together and reform our unjust immigration system, all while her family is now being impacted by ICE. Representative Lee.
What a start to the evening. But good evening one way or another. I am Summer Lee, representing Pennsylvania's 12th Congressional District, and I'm proud to stand here this evening with Move On, with organizers, with workers, and with everyday people who refuse to sit quietly while our country is pushed to the brink. Right now, Donald Trump is preparing to deliver his made-up version of the State of the Union. He's going to tell a familiar story tonight, that the economy is booming, that our communities are safer, and that America is stronger than it's ever been, all because of him. But we know the truth. We're living the truth. We know the fear that our families are facing of being hunted down by ICE. We know our neighbors are working 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet, that their health care has been gutted and their federal jobs have been eliminated by the thousands. We know our education systems and unions are being targeted because they threaten authoritarian power. And they want us fighting each other so we don't pay attention to what they're stealing from us. And I mean all of us, Democrats and Republicans and independents, young folks and old folks and black folks, whether you're in a red or a blue state, whether you're in rural towns or factory communities, because corruption doesn't check your voter registration before it robs you. While they're terrorizing immigrant communities right now, they're cutting health care. They're gutting worker protection. They're union busting. They're handing tax breaks to billionaires and sending the bill to the rest of us. That's the con. That's the scam. And working people are done falling for it. Tonight, I was supposed to be joined by my good friend and neighbor, Monica Ruiz. Monica is a mother, a community organizer, and a powerful advocate for immigrants' rights. She was ready to bring that fight from Pittsburgh to D.C. to remind folks who and what she has been fighting for relentlessly. But right now, Monica's family is in crisis as it's being targeted by ICE. Her son-in-law, Victor, was followed by agents unprompted after he dropped his brother off at work. They pulled him over without cause. There was no traffic violation, no expired tag, just a man who looked brown enough to be dragged to one of the worst detention centers in the country. Meanwhile, just the other day, Monica's daughter, Adriana, just gave birth to a baby girl who is yet to meet her father because he's been locked up by this lawless agency. Victor has been in the country for 18 years. 18 years of working to build a life for himself, his loved ones, and now his new family. That is the real state of our union, where families are being torn apart and traumatized, where corporations get more say in our democracy than the people we elect, where the government would rather protect powerful people and the Epstein files than the women and the girls who were sexually abused. We live in a country where we have one reality for everyday people and another for the rich and the well-connected and the well-protected. We have to change that. We have to meet the moment with bold policies that level the playing field and deliver justice no matter how much money you have to your name. That's why earlier today, I announced that I'll be introducing articles of impeachment against Pam Bondi. Trump's DOJ continues to obstruct justice and refusing to comply with our subpoena to release the full, unredacted Epstein files. Bondi must be held accountable for that. And let's not forget, it was Trump who said it first, release the files. So we'll keep that call up no matter what. Because where I come from in Western Pennsylvania, we know what it means to be abandoned by politicians who make big promises and lie and deliver nothing. We know what it's like when the factories close, when the hospitals cut services, when the schools can't afford to teach, when the corporations are given permission to poison our water, our air, and our communities without consequences. And we know that no matter what language you speak, what zip code you live in, we all feel that pain, and we are all being squeezed by the same rigged system. So when Trump points the fingers at immigrants, our trans kids, our protesters, our journalists, understand what he's doing. He's trying to make sure we never point the finger where it belongs, at the billionaires and the corporations looting our economy, robbing our people, and buying our democracy right from under us. But here's the truth that they're afraid of. Working people are waking up. Across this country, folks are organizing. Labor and their money, they're refusing to be silent in the face of authoritarianism. But we know fear is their weapon, but solidarity is our power. So tonight, while Trump paints his fantasy version of America, we're grounded in America, in reality, and we're building something better. In America, where we have Medicare for all, every job that pays a living wage, where no one fears being ripped away from their family. That is the America we're fighting for. And later tonight, I'll be delivering the Working Families Party response to the State of the Union, laying out exactly what it will take to build an economy and a democracy that works for all of us, not just the working few. So I'm asking you to stay engaged, stay fired up, and tune in tonight, because this is about building a movement that is big enough to defeat authoritarianism, to stand up to corporate power, and rooted in a simple belief that when working people come together across race, across geography, and across whatever lines they try to divide us by, we are unstoppable. So all power to the people, and thank you all for being with us tonight.
Well, hell yeah, that's how we do it. Coming up next, a man who doesn't suffer fools from the great state of Arizona, we've got Senator Ruben Gallego. He's going to be talking about a man by the name of Steve Gomez. Steve is a father of 3 from Gilbert, Arizona, and for the last 5 years, Steve and his family have relied on the Affordable Care Act marketplace for their insurance. But let me be clear, because of Republicans and Donald Trump's big bullshit bill, now Steve has to decide what he's going to cut to be able to afford health care for his child. Senator Ruben Gallego.
Listen, you know how important this is? I'm from Arizona. This is cold. But let's be clear what's happening there. They want to call that the State of the Union. It is a state of denial. Because what's going to happen under that Capitol is a bunch of lies. Lies that Donald Trump, the Republicans, are going to tell us about how great this country is doing right now. But what is true, what is happening right now is that Donald Trump, the Republicans, have made this country sicker, poorer, and less secure. Sicker, poorer, and less secure. How did it start? As soon as they got in there, what did they do? They went, they cut Medicaid, and they cut food stamps. Millions of Americans right now are without health care. The poorest of our country are trying to figure out how to make ends meet and how to pay for that grocery bill because they needed an extra $1 billion for their billionaire friends. And when they had whatever money they had left over, then they used it to hire the most amount of ICE agents, to have the massive amount of deportations we have now that are also targeting U.S. citizens, racial profiling Americans, arresting Latino veterans and telling them you are not part of this country and make them prove that they're Americans when nobody asked to prove our citizenship when they were sending us to war for this country. Sicker, poorer, and more secure. Less secure. Let me tell you what else. Every day, every American is trying to figure out how to buy food, how to pay rent, how to pay that mortgage, how to get a car, and this president has done nothing to help that. $1,000 per average every American has to pay for his tax increases. And now, the corporations are going to get all their money back. Is every American going to get a refund for the $1,000 mistake that this president did? No. Not only that, he's going to double down. He's going to say, screw you, Supreme Court. I want to do 15% tax, and guess what? All of you Americans are going to pay for it. And now we have to figure out again, how are we going to pay for our rent? How are we going to pay for electricity? How are we going to actually pay for everyday food? We are poorer because of Donald Trump and the Republicans. Now let's talk about security. Let's talk about security. In 2 weeks, 2 Americans were gunned down by federal mass agents. In front of our eyes, in front of your eyes, and then they try to lie to you. You saw it with your own eyes. 2 Americans expressing their First Amendment rights, and they said to you that they deserve to die. 2 Americans.
Yes, there is. Abigail Spanberger is going to do. No, there's going to be a response after the State of the Union by Abigail Spanberger. And then also, I did find the Working Families Party where they're going to show their response as well. So there's a lot. There's a lot out there for us to take in. Yeah, Kegseth is actually the pig's breath. He's having just his intravenous bag changed. Maybe. He's having his bag changed right now and getting a fresh supply of vodka in his veins. So yeah, he's doing that. Yeah. Ruben actually responded to your emails after J6. He really is for the people. That's good. I thought I heard something a little disturbing about him. I think it was like a lobbying thing or something, but anyway, I don't know. I think he's very passionate and I really appreciate it. It's going to be a late night. That's right, girls. Get your jammies on, all right? Grab a blankie. We're here.
2,000 federal agents, mass federal agents, suppressing citizens in Minnesota, acting as if they're a military occupation. You do not military occupy anything in any part of this country. Those are U.S. citizens. They deserve the right to free speech. They deserve the right to say there's something wrong in my community, and they deserve the right to protect themselves and say, I will not stand for this. I will invoke my First Amendment rights and get out of my city. Let's be clear. No matter what they say, they are going to lie to you. And I'm not saying this just because I'm just another politician. I'm telling you because I have heard it. We talked about Steve Gomez. Steve Gomez wanted to do everything he could not to have to accept subsidies for his kids.
Alex.
He wants to provide. He wants to continue to have his personal business. He wants to be a responsible citizen. Now he has to make that decision. He has to make a decision right now. Will I continue to pay for this very expensive health care, or will I gamble? Will I pay for my health care, or will I pay the mortgage? That decision was forced upon him by an uncaring Republican administration, by an uncaring Trump, who only wants to find more and more money to give more and more tax cuts to the richest of the country that do not need it right now. They're making us sicker, poorer, and less secure. Let's change that, America. We are better than what is under that Capitol right now. We can make this country, again, the best country in the world, where everyone is richer, where everyone is more secure, and we are proud of everyday work that we can say that America is getting better, will be better, and will one day be the best. Thank you so much. Stay in the fight.
Y'all okay? You doing all right? How many of you remember Kilmar Abrego Garcia? How many of you guys remember Kilmar? Wave your hand if you remember. Well, coming to the stage is the man who had the courage, the cojones to go and find him at CCOP. And, oh, look at that. My fans are back. What I always say is, you know who I am, and I don't know who you are. That means you're a fan, you're a fan, you're a fan, you're a fan. Go ahead and keep on standing me. Keep on standing me, because I don't know who the hell you are, but you know me. Hallelujah. Keep on being my fan. Coming to the stage is the great Chris Van Hollen, Senator Chris Van Hollen of the great state of Maryland. He'll be joined by Jenna Norton, a public health scientist focused on health equity and data standards to improve health outcomes in kidney and urologic diseases. She was a lead organizer of the Bethesda Declaration, a whistleblower letter to the NIH director and members of Congress detailing this harm. In November 2025, she was placed on retaliatory administrative leave. So you're going to want to give her a major round of applause. Senator Van Hollen.
Hello, American patriots all. We are gathered here in this place because we love our country. And we know that our democracy is not on automatic pilot. And we know that we, the people, must mobilize to save it. Are you out here to save our democracy? And you're going to hear from a moment from my guest, who is a research scientist at NIH, who was able to stand up and speak truth to power, and you're going to hear her tonight tell that story. Thank you for being here, Dr. Norton. Now, we know the state of our union.
I don't know what they said.
We know it is under attack from a lawless president who is shredding our Constitution and who is attacking our democracy. A president whose private ICE army executes Americans and then calls the victims domestic terrorists. That is what Donald Trump and his administration said.
I'd say, Mom? Mom? Are you there? Mom? Mom, where are you? Mom? Mom? Hello, Neil. Bonsoir, mes amis. Get ready. I think the buzz meowing is on the audio that we're getting. It's really bad audio. I don't know who her haters are. I'm not sure. Racists? I'm not sure. People who don't like journalism? I don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't know.
We are here because we know our country is being robbed by the most corrupt president in American history, who's exploiting the Oval Office to enrich himself, his families, and his billionaire buddies. A president who continues to hide portions of the Epstein files from both the survivors and the American people. When are they going to release the files? A president who wants to erase our history. Are we going to let him erase America's history? A president who promised that on day one he would bring down the costs. But instead, ever since he was sworn in, we've seen prices and costs go up on the American people, even as he refuses to extend tax cuts, tax credits that help people afford their health care. We have a president who seeks not to build a more perfect union, but one who wants to tear it down. And a president who said he would stop wars, but instead is responsible for war crimes and, as we speak, is threatening wars. We need to stop him. We are gathered here because we know that we cannot pretend that any of this is normal, and that we will not and must not pretend that this is business as usual. We must get in the way of Donald Trump's march toward fascism. We cannot take our country down that road. And what Donald Trump wants to do is what we know all bullies do, all dictators do. He wants to intimidate all of us. He wants us to sit obediently and quietly while he lies and lies and lies to the American people.
Tom, Hale, Lolo, I don't see on Bingo where he mentions pulling the hospital ship out of maintenance yard 5 months early, Rusty, to send to Greenland, even though they said they don't want it or need it. It's because that wouldn't fit in a square, Tom.
In other words, he wants us to shut up and sit down. So I have a question for all of you patriots. Are you going to shut up? Hell no. Are you going to sit down? Hell no. We're not going to stand down. We're going to stand up just like the people in Minneapolis who have taken to the streets, who are blowing the whistle to protect their neighbors and to protect our Constitution, and who are getting in the way of the president's efforts to tear down our country. Now, look, we know Donald Trump is unpopular, and we know he knows he's unpopular. So tonight, right up that hill in the United States Capitol, he's going to pretend that he really wants to help working Americans. He's going to pretend that he does want to bring down those prices. And we know that that is not what he wants, because just a few weeks ago, when we talked about the affordability crisis, he said that was a big hoax. Do you remember? He said that was a hoax. Well, it's real. And we all need to make sure that we put forward ideas to deal with it. So, in my view, it's not enough that we hold the line against Donald Trump. We must do. But let's face it, we also need to show the American people that we are willing to stand up and fight against big corporate special interests to the benefit of all of the American people. Are we going to do that together? Because we need to make sure that we unrig a tax code that right now favors people who make money off of money over people who earn a check through their hard work. Are we going to change that? We need to make sure that all of you don't pay high electric bills, so data centers that are owned by the richest corporations on the planet can make more money. Are we going to make sure that your electricity bills don't go up for them? And we need to make sure that big oil and the biggest
what, Carla?
polluters
It's okay.
don't pass
It's
on
okay
the
to be
check
done.
to all of us because polluters should pay. And we need to make sure that big tech doesn't write all the rules, that we write the rules and we make sure.
Meowing, this woman was a whistleblower, I think, on NIH and released in November of 2025. So that's what her background is. Yeah.
That AI doesn't strip Americans of the dignity of work. Are we going to do that? Yeah. And we're going to make sure they can't snuff out the light on the Statue of Liberty. Are we right about that, my fellow Americans? So look, we have a lot of work to do. And I'm often asked by people, when's the cavalry coming? Where are they? And my message to you, and you know this because you're here, is you are the cavalry. You are we the people. I know all of you remember that right after he was sworn in, Donald Trump began his unlawful assault on hardworking federal employees. Federal employees who work every day to deliver services to the American people. You remember he brought in Elon Musk, who took out his chainsaw not to make government more efficient, but to rig the government in favor of billionaires like him. One of the people who stood up and spoke out was Dr. Jenna Norton, a career public health researcher at the National Institutes of Health. Dr. Norton blew the whistle on the outrageous actions that threaten the health and well-being of the American people. And she has been retaliated against because she was willing to stand up and tell the truth. But here's what we all know. When the history of this moment is written, the politicians and the law firms and the universities and the corporations who appease the bullies will be exposed as the cowards they are. And the people who are standing up to save our democracy, like all of you gathered here today, and people like Dr. Norton, they will be remembered as those who preserved our Constitution and our democracy. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Dr. Jenna Norton.
Thank you, Senator Van Hollen. I'm so honored to be here today, speaking up with so many other brave people in my personal capacity. As Senator Van Hollen noted, in November of 2025, I was placed on administrative leave from the job that I loved at the National Institutes of Health because I blew the whistle on the wrongdoing that I saw there. The Trump administration put research participants and public health at risk by a... Is that better? So, thank you, Senator Van Hollen, and thank you for letting me know that you couldn't hear me. I am very honored to be here today with all of the brave folks who have been speaking up, and I am here in my personal capacity. So as Senator Van Hollen noted, I was placed on administrative leave in November of last year because I spoke up about the wrongdoing that I was seeing in a job that I used to love at the National Institutes of Health until it was fundamentally changed. The Trump administration put research participants and public health at risk when they abruptly terminated NIH studies. By halting these studies, they also wasted taxpayer resources. When you halt a study, a 5-year study, a $5 million study, 4 years in, you don't save $1 million, you waste $4 million. And they continue to this day to censor research in violation of the courts, erasing people from science who don't fit their vision. Black people, Hispanic people, immigrants, LGBTQ+ people, all Americans who deserve to have their unique research needs addressed. They are creating a science that serves the few instead of a science that serves all of us. When this began, I knew that speaking up was my right, but I also believed that it was my duty. I first spoke up inside the National Institutes of Health, but when my concerns were not addressed by leadership at NIH, I felt that I had no choice but to join with hundreds of my colleagues at NIH to take those concerns to the public. Tonight, you are hearing from those most affected by the Trump administration. But civil servants like me are not the only ones affected. The lawlessness at the National Institutes of Health affects all of us. Last year, the Trump administration funded 24% fewer new research studies with about the same amount of money. That means fewer future cures for all of us. The Trump administration also funded 20% fewer early career researchers, creating a brain drain that will damage our economy and end American leadership in science exploration, as our best and our brightest seek positions abroad. The Trump administration tried to silence us by putting me and other federal employees who have spoken up on retaliatory administrative leave. They do not want you to know how they are destroying your government, our government. But we will not stop speaking up. Let's get loud together. This is our country, and when we come together, we are powerful. Thank you.
That's exactly what we need to be hearing tonight. Coming up next, we have a congressman from the state of Texas who's the chair of the Democratic Congressional Progressive.
Okay. It's time to go to our beautiful friend stream. There's Jack. Hello, Jack. How are you? Hey, cutie. All right. Thank you, Jack, for this. We're going to... Putin's face.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you.
PBS
Thank you.
Welcome to this PBS News special coverage of the State of the Union address delivered by President Donald Trump and the Democratic response delivered by Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger. I'm Jeff Bennett.
And I'm Amna Nawaz. The president has promised tonight's speech will be a long one because, as he says, there's a lot to talk about. A lot has certainly changed since Mr. Trump re-entered the White House.
I don't know how much longer it's going to be before fucking Trump walks in there, I guess. I don't know. Anyways. We'll listen along. I wasn't expecting that fucking news hour intro, but shout out to Jeff and Amna, who I love.
Ow! Well, on the other side of the aisle, many Democrats are skipping the speech entirely. NPR and Marist finds that 6 in 10 people say the country is worse off than a year ago.
The president will tonight have an opportunity to hit the reset button as he delivers this first State of the Union address of his second term. live from Capitol Hill, where our team is standing by. Our White House correspondent Liz Landers is right outside the House floor. So, Liz, we've gotten some excerpts from the White House in terms of what we expect to hear from the president tonight. What's the message the White House wants to deliver?
That's right, Amna. Within the last few minutes, we've started to get some excerpts from the president's speech. And largely what we're seeing right now are more of those messages about the economy, focused on cost of living in particular, and what President Trump and this administration has tried to do so far to bring down costs on things.
They give him a bunch of speed before one of the SOTUs. So I don't think it's, I think he's going to be on speed. That's my prediction. I don't think he's going to be slow. He will slur his words. And he will have that mouth spittle, but I don't predict that he's going to actually be, like, not asleep.
Like prescription drugs. He's going to talk. He's also going to call on Democrats directly to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Our viewers may remember that we're in a partial shutdown right now with the Department of Homeland Security's funding on pause as Democrats try to get some negotiating on some of the ICE tactics that we've seen used across the country. The president is going to call directly on Democrats shortly here in the chamber to fund border security and the department. And he is going to end on a note talking and hearkening back to the fact that this is America's 250th anniversary, saying that the revolution that began in 1776 has not ended and it still continues. Amna.
Let's turn now to our congressional correspondent, Lisa Desjardins, who is inside the House chamber. Lisa, what are you seeing and hearing there? We just saw members of the cabinet. We saw the White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, make her way in. We should point out to our viewers that you have a choice spot there in the gallery just atop the rostrum from where the president will be speaking tonight. What are you seeing?
It is an incredible privilege, and I have never seen a State of the Union look quite like this. It's a tale of two political parties. Before me, I see Republicans, many women wearing red, eager, enthusiastic for their president. On the other side, Democrats, more somber and solemn, and many empty seats, as many we can see. Dozens of Democrats are boycotting. Also, the U.S. Supreme Court, just 4 of the 9 members are here tonight. Not the entire court, not even the majority of the court is here. To my left, in the First Lady's box, I can see that the entire Trump family, the Trump 5 children, are in the front row sitting next to Melania Trump. She received a big round of applause when she came in. But many other guests in the galleries here are going to be notable. Also to my left, several Epstein survivors wearing butterfly pins, wondering if the president will address them and the need that they see for more release of the Epstein files. What I don't see yet, guys, is the U.S. hockey team, the gold-winning hockey team, not in the chamber yet. My understanding is they will enter during the speech and leave during the speech. They are not seated.
I know, it's pretty loud.
All right, our thanks to Lisa and Liz. Well, with us at the table here all evening, and it could be a long evening, even longer than last year perhaps, are Amy Walter of the Cook Political Report, Republican strategist Kevin Madden, Democratic strategist Faz Shakir, and Tiffany Smiley, former Republican Senate candidate in Washington State. And Tiffany, we'll start with you. The president comes into tonight's speech objectively weakened. He's got the Supreme Court set back on tariffs. He's got his slumping approval numbers. You've got warning signs for Republicans in the midterms. How does he use this speech as a moment to reset?
Yeah, I mean, this is Trump, dominating once again, and he will make it a very strong speech, a speech that certainly paints a picture for hope and vision into the future of what he will deliver.
Well, what? Wait, the SCOTUS 5 of the SCOTUS aren't there? Are you kidding me? Literally, did SCOTUS not show up? Part of SCOTUS? Dump takes a dump. I don't think there's a poop square, Carly. You could add that. Smell of the Union. That would have been a good title, Josh. I like that. Really? I mean, the 5... Really? The SCOTUS aren't there? Oh, my God. What's that all about? 4 are there. I only thought 3 would show. I only thought 3 would show too. Actually, that's not true. I thought all 9 would show. I don't think they missed those things. Oh, he's walking in now. Okay, sorry.
Ron.
We see the president there entering the chamber now, going to make his way down that aisle. We're sure he's going to greet people along the aisle in those choice aisle seats as he makes his way up to the front, followed, of course, by Republican congressional leadership behind him. We continue to watch the president as he makes his way to deliver this State of the Union address. And Amy Walter, as we continue to watch this unfold here, this is, of course, his first State of the Union since returning to the White House over a year ago. Jeff sort of told us a little bit about the public he's speaking to. Where the American people are at this moment, how they're viewing his first year in office. Tell us a little bit about the message he should try to send tonight.
Right. Well, when I look at some of these excerpts, this is the kind of message that I think Republicans, especially Republicans who are on the ballot next year, would like to see him talk about over and over again, things that the administration has been doing on these cost of living issues. To me, the ultimate challenge for the president and for Republicans in this upcoming election isn't what he says tonight, but it's whether he will continue to say this tomorrow, a week from now, 2 months from now, right? Will he stay as focused on this? One thing that I found really interesting in looking back, I know it wasn't officially a State of the Union last time, it was an address to Congress, but it felt very much like this. This is polling, I think this was CNN polling, where they asked, do you think the president has the right priorities or hasn't paid attention to the most important things for people? At that time, 43% said he had the right priorities, 57% had the wrong priorities, was focused on the wrong things. Today, that's twice as high, that gap. More people think he's not focused on the right priorities. So this is really the moment he has to focus on those things people say they want the president to talk more about and focus on more, which is cost of living. But again, whether he can do that day in and day out from here through November is the real challenge.
And you see there the president shaking hands with the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and the 3 other members of the court.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me? 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 Okay, good.
Are now effectively.
I don't know what I did. Hi, team. You know what I was doing? I'm going to stop it for a minute. You know what I was doing? I have a baby voice, right? Thanks. Okay. What I was doing was saying to myself, oh my God, I'm going to narrate what is in his head as he's walking in. Okay? I'm going to narrate in his head. And what I was saying is like, hey, that's a really stupid hat. Why are you wearing that hat? Why? I thought you weren't a Democrat. Why are you standing on the other side? I don't really understand. Who are you? You look like all the other white guys in here. I can't tell you guys apart. If one of you has one of those crew cuts, 75 of you have those crew cuts. And the same goddamn gray suit. So Kavanaugh, Coney, Barrett, Roberts, and who was number 4? I don't know. Yeah, SCOTUS never misses this. Come on now. This is not normal. Not normal. Hello. Hello. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm so sorry.
A speech that's going to be provided in the context of the reality of what the American people are feeling. So if you want, every single president, I think every single politician who ultimately answers the question, does this person understand the problems of people like me affirmatively? They're always in a better position. They have more political capital. He's lost that political capital, I think, in the last couple of months, and he needs to regain it. So one of the most important things he can do tonight is avoid talking to the room and the theatrics and the pageantry of the room, and talk directly to the American people about the anxieties they have about rising costs, about the cost of health care, about the future, and really start to maybe sow a little bit more of an optimism, and with that optimism, gain back that political capital.
Baz Shakir, how are you looking at this address tonight? How are Democrats looking at this address? And from the excerpts we've seen, there's a lot of focus on affordability. That's one of the Democrats' key messages right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, reality bites, to jump off Kevin's point that this is a president who's acted on behalf of the oligarchy, and he'll have a hard time trying to convince people otherwise, but he's going to try to do it in this speech. He's suddenly return to his populist roots and suggest that he cares about the working class, but the whole last year of tax cuts, looking out for AI, data center development. This is a president, when Amy talks about the prioritizations, he has indicated for the better part of a year that the priorities have been generally on the wealthy class, the well-connected class. His relationship with the billionaires has never been better. His actions on their behest, whether you look at the SEC, the FTC, all of his administration actions has been for them. He's lost the country on what he's trying to do on immigration. He's made choices budget-wise to spend money on things that people just disagree with. So he's going to have a hard time trying to reconcile the fact that he's been a president for a year and the reality and the proof is in the pudding, and people don't like it.
Amy, you were emphasizing the importance of message discipline, which we've not yet seen from President Trump. What do you expect from this speech? Is this going to be a rally speech or a governing speech?
Members of Congress have the high privilege.
That is an excellent question. It's usually a combination of both.
President of the United States.
Let's listen in here.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States. Second Lady of the United States.
I hate Christmas and I hate my husband. And that other woman, I don't even know her. I fucking hate her. What about him? He's the worst. Look at his eyes. He's definitely high as a kite. He has to be Teresa. Remember this? We fucking saw this last time.
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans.
Be really crazy.
Our nation is back. Bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
Come on now, where have we heard that before? That sounds familiar, doesn't it? I think that sounds familiar. Oh dear. Robert Byrne, anyone?
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide-open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages. And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today our border is secure.
La fascista! La fascista! Wait, where's my Bella Ciao?
Thank you. Today our border is secure. Our spirit is restored.
Our border.
Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are
not really.
rising fast.
Nope.
The roaring economy is roaring like never before.
Well,
and our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. and America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
Okay, well, all right, I'll agree with him on that. This is definitely a level of respect we have probably never experienced. So, technically not a lie. Technically not a lie.
After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far.
Peach-colored hair. I think.
In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
There's another square. I know, I can't keep up. You guys are going to have to keep up for that. I can't keep up for that.
The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year.
Yeah, exactly.
And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years. Year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago.
Oh, there's Beasley.
The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on. Oh wait, we didn't do that. Hold on, I got you.
Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
Georgia, a week ago. He does sound sad and low energy.
Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of
Sorry,
it, much
Elizabeth
less than
Warren.
$1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. The hottest.
Hey, G, how you doing? How are you doing, G? Welcome. We're trying to. We're borrowing wonderful Jack's stream, so
As
we're only
thousands
getting
of
one
new
view out of
businesses are
this.
forming in factories,
which is
plants,
okay.
and laboratories are being built,
No,
we
he
have
doesn't
added
sound as up.
70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time.
You got your
It's
hottest
getting
country?
bigger and bigger and
I
stronger.
am. I'm good.
Nobody
It's been a
can believe
crazy
what they're
couple
watching.
weeks, but I'm good.
American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
Okay. And is that money still in Qatar?
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my
need the fart
promise
sound.
to
Jen
drill,
told me to have it
baby,
ready.
drill.
Drill, baby, drill. Oh, wait, here, we'll do this one. There we go. I'm sorry. We're going to use that a lot, too.
More Americans are working today
Here's
than
the-
at any time in the
That's
history
bad. That's
of
kinda
our country.
loud.
Think
I mean,
about
long.
that. Any time in the
buzzer's
history of
good,
our
though.
country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
What? Really? He did? I just don't imagine him doing, well, I mean, I guess snorting. I don't know. And dumps is the
We
weird color.
ended DEI in America.
We're the biggest assholes ever. We can't get jobs, so we need to make sure nobody is competing with us.
We cut a record number of
'Cause we're not
job-killing
talented enough,
regulations,
but
and
that's
in 1
okay.
year we
Merit.
have lifted
Merit as long as you're white.
2.4 million Americans, a record off of food stamps.
Because you kicked them off. Because you kicked them off. Oh my
And
God.
for all of
The
these
hell-
reasons, I say
the hell that these people are going to is going to be absolutely off the chain. I mean, if there is a God, they better hope that I'm right and there's not a God. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Is because if there is a God, these people are going to be having, sitting on prickly pears with naked buttholes the whole time they're alive. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be bad. So, I don't know.
tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
You are clapping for a pedophile.
Our country
You
is
are
winning
clapping
again. In fact,
for
we're winning
a
so much that we
pedophile.
really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud.
Not me.
The men's
Not me. He's
gold
melting down.
medal
Yeah.
Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Fuck these guys. Fuck these motherfuckers. Fuck you, you disgrace to the country. You fucking disgraces. You motherfucking disgraces. Go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. I'm so not proud of them. I'm sorry. I wish Canada had won. They deserve to win. And these guys deserve not to win. Both things were true. So in my mind, Canada is the winner of that gold medal, God damn it, because they played with heart and they played really well. And these guys are just a bunch of fucking douche whistles, frat boys, roofie-holding motherfuckers. They're not anything about what our country should be. Nothing. Nothing.
Go ahead.
This is insane. Wow. Wow. Nazis are weird, okay? That's weird. Nazis are fucking weird. We read a really good Substack today. It's in the link of today's Wake and Bake with Lolo. If you go to that description, it has a link. The first link is John Pavlovitz's piece.
That's the first time
about
I've ever seen them
misogyny
get
and
up.
this team. So I really hope
And
that
actually,
you can
not
take
all
a
of
moment
them
to
did
read
get
it.
up.
It's extremely good.
But they beat a
I'll link it in the
fantastic
chat.
Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did
Which they
the
shouldn't have
American
won.
women who will soon be coming to the White House.
Oh, no, the women are not coming to the White House. And this is what he does. He tries to force people to do what he wants to do. My mind, Canada is the winner of that gold medal. God.
They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody
not.
votes no, I'm not doing it.
Anything.
So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck. Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off, do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best.
Wow.
And I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you all. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much. I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
There's a new crop. That's right, gal. She's got a whole crop of new
And
young
Los Angeles
dudes.
is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened.
Somebody's phone.
Strange things
I hope
took
somebody
place.
had the Olympics
And now
coming to the
I've got 'em
U.S.
because I got the Olympics.
I
and
feel
got
like
the
someone had to have played a trick on me my whole life because I
FIFA
don't think
World
I
Cup,
understand anything
and I
he's
wanted
saying.
to
The
claim
English
the
language is a
250th,
lie.
but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself.
You're special.
But we're getting
I'm
the World
We're all
Cup, so we
batch
have
of
the
special
World Cup and the
fuckers.
Olympics coming, and that is exciting news.
Steve Stuffler, American heavy. He just word salads the same speed. You can't. But he is high as a kite.
So
It's
this
true.
will be a year to celebrate
He is
our
high as a
country
kite.
and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Oh,
But he
this
earned
is
many honors,
fucked.
including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
I mean, my dad would be 103 right now, so he would ask, who are you clapping for? So, God bless him. Oh, here we go. We have some new things.
So, buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the
What?
matter of minutes,
there?
tragically claiming many, many lives.
What?
You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended
that's right. There
from
are
a
supposed to be,
helicopter
survivors
above. Nobody
in
knew where
attendance.
he came from. It was Scott's
He was
first
not
ever
in
rescue
Texas.
mission.
He
Young
was
guy,
not in Texas, y'all.
very brave,
He was not.
very, very top, always top
Yeah,
in
he
his
called out your
class, and he
number again,
lifted
Del.
not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety.
Oh my God. Literally, they ignored Texas. They ignored Texas for a week or something. It was so gross. Oh my God. The lying is just so much. Oh my lordy. He was never in Texas, everyone.
People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
That's something.
And Petty Officer Ruskin I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you.
He's just handing that shit out like candy. Oof. Owie.
And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776
Why
to
doesn't
today,
she get a medal?
every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation.
We call that
now
a
it's
missed
our turn.
opportunity.
Together we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we
Except
owe
when it's
to the
not.
heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th
I look
year.
agitated? Uh-oh.
Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans.
Look at Pamela Joy in her tan suit. His breath, he looks sober, I guess. Where's Nutlicker? Wait a minute.
All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary, massive tax cuts.
Oh my God, y'all. Nutlicker is not in the front row. Where is he?
Large tax increases.
Oh, they don't. No, there are tax increases. It's your fucking tariffs. Fuck off, Chuck Schumer, you fucking idiot.
We gave you no tax on tips.
Listen,
no tax on overtime,
he's there.
and
But
no
where
tax
is he,
on
Tom?
Social Security for all
Is he pooping? Maybe he's pooping. Yeah, Kat Kamek, she does. Yeah, that looks like it's not going to go well. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. I see him. All right. But he's not in the center shot, if you know what I'm saying.
Deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America.
Is there a car that's literally 100% made in America? Because we don't make all the steel here, right? I'm so confused.
Mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment.
Meowing Star called it. That's right. Chuck Schumer works for the donors and Israel.
So much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. And
It's not 100% American content, right, Tom? The F-150? I don't think there's not a car that's 100% made in the USA. Right? I'm sorry, I have him turned down. He's just a nut. Let go. 70%? Oh my God, that's just over half. What the fuck?
We're fighting for you, Megan.
What's Megan's problem? Sorry. What's Megan have a problem with? I missed it. Sorry.
Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name that.
When you have to tell us you didn't name it, you totally named it.
Oh boy, we have to get into that Trump account fucking thing sometime soon.
Man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people.
All right, let me get my calculator. Hold on. Okay,
You know, I asked
hold
Michael
on.
Dell, how do you make all that money?
Maybe
He
it's
said,
$6 billion.
well, I
Maybe
just
that's
sat on my dorm in school, and I
Oh,
made
yeah.
computers.
Okay, we're going over
and
the
sell 'em
Michael
to
Dell
people.
story. Okay, all
And I
right.
just kept selling and selling and selling, and pretty
can I do
amazing
this
story. That's called the
times
American Dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops, so I congratulate him on that, but I really thank him and Susan, as well as others
So-
like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous
Wait a minute.
guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner, thank you, Brad.
So it's $25 billion? Wait, how much did he say that the Dells are giving for that? Wait, I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they
Oh
turn 18.
my
Think
God!
of it. How much
You
money is
don't
that
give
for somebody
advice on what a
that started
future
with nothing?
return is going to.
Over
Oh my
100,000
God!
could be
I'm
much more
having
than
a
that.
heart attack right
To make
now.
this investment in our
Not really, but
children's
really.
future, go to TrumpAccounts.gov. TrumpAccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting
Enroll
every
your
record
child
in the book.
today
It's
in the
popular.
new
They knew what was
Russian
what it was going to take. I'm so
program.
proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just
Okay,
taken off.
all right.
One of
Can
the
I just-
primary
I'm
reasons
sorry.
for our
Can I just
country's
say
stunning
something?
economic turnaround.
I'm just going to say something. Okay, sorry about this. Michael and Susan Dell pledged $6.25 billion. Okay, with a B. If you give 25 million kids $1,000, that is $25 billion. 25 billion is less than 6 billion. So there's not enough money to do $25 billion. Yeah, he is there. He's just sitting to the side. So he's not in the doghouse totally, I guess. I don't know. But he's not in the center. Beasley is, which Beasley I think is going to be in the doghouse next because these tariff things are not going to work. They're not going to work. I was listening to Justin Wolfers, who's an economist, talk about these 150-day tariffs. It is not going to work. I'll play that clip after. But anyway, yeah, what? That's not enough money, Dell. Cough it up, bitch. You need to add 19 billion to that number. Hello?
The biggest in history where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000 where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't.
There he
They got
is.
it totally wrong.
Pedophile
They got it really wrong.
supporter.
And then
Power
just
not
4 days ago, an
liquor.
unfortunate
I'd
ruling
launder
from the
money
United
for
States Supreme Court.
President dumping.
It just came down.
Hi, TJ.
There's the pedo Lutnick.
Exactly.
But the good news is
fun.
that
I wanna
almost
do this
all
more often.
countries and
Jack and I
corporations
should
want
do
to
this
keep
more
the
often.
deal that they
Is
already
it
made.
in 2 weeks on the
right,
bingo
Scott?
card? I don't know, Tom. You have to
Knowing
check.
that
I
the
can't
legal
see the
power
card
that
from
I,
here.
as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them.
Okay, but
and therefore
listen.
they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the
Okay, I can't talk over.
Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. and they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
I'm sorry, what did he just say? I'm sorry, what just happened? I'm just sorry, what happened now? I know Robert's face. I have a great picture of Robert.
Moving forward, factories, jobs,
Wait,
investment,
and
trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America.
Actually, you don't. Actually, you don't. Yeah, actually, you don't. Did he just say that he wants to eliminate income
For
tax?
decades before I came along,
Did he say he wanted to eliminate income tax? Is that what he said he wanted to do?
from trade to health care, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New Scam.
We talked about that this morning.
Open borders for everyone.
We talked about that
They
this
poured
morning
in
for the
by
people that he
millions
loves.
and
Oh,
millions
right.
from
Okay.
prisons,
Well, there you go.
From mental institutions.
Oh my God, we
There
talked
were
about that this
murders,
morning on the show, y'all.
11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word, they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
I'm exhausted from running the bullshit counter.
They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it.
What the fuck?
They knew their statements
Are you
were
kidding me
dirty,
right now?
rotten
You
lie.
literally raised
Their
prices
policies
by adding
created
the tariffs.
high prices.
You literally
Our
raised prices by
policies
adding
are
tariffs.
rapidly
You
ending
stupid,
them.
stupid
We are
motherfucker.
doing really
Josh
well.
is on the edge
Those
of a big
prices
no.
are plummeting downward.
I like big no. That's good, Josh. Yeah, fuck you, Chris Coons. You gotta be a tougher motherfucker.
The price of eggs is down
you're too corporate for me.
60%. Madam Secretary, thank you.
Oh,
the cost of
fucking
chicken, butter,
RFK.
fruit,
You didn't have
hotels,
that on your bingo
automobiles,
card.
rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago.
Okay, I'm going to say again, you can say something like
Nobody
this.
can believe when they see the kind of numbers,
And,
especially
you know,
energy, when they see energy
nothing.
going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it.
Well,
It's like
not
another
really.
big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care.
Oh.
Caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance.
Are you guys going to be pissed if I start fucking injecting my fucking
No.
super
not gonna be
fucking
pissed.
cynical?
Please inject.
Here we go. There's the brainworm heroin addict running our healthcare system. Jesus fucking Christ.
Stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower
You still
cost.
have to buy it at the same prices, probably more, because people are going to buy it and not be part of large groups. You stupid motherfucker. You don't even know how insurance works. You don't even fucking know.
In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple.
Yeah, transparency,
so big.
it's a big deal. Let's try it, pedophile.
And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Of course, we're going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else.
This is such a lie. This is
I'm also
literally a
ending
lie.
the wildly inflated
Literally.
cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before.
Well, we read plenty of articles where actually Trump RX doesn't have the drugs that people
1,500%
take,
reduction in
first of all,
health
and this
in
price
meds,
is
you
the
guys.
same as having a good RX
1,500% reduction.
coupon. How about
But they
that?
never could.
You
They
can get
tried.
good RX right now and
Most
get the
didn't
same
try,
price
actually.
as fucking Trump
But
RX.
they tried. They
It's a
said they tried. They
boondoggle like
couldn't do it.
everything
They
else
didn't
that
even
comes
come
out of this
close.
fucking
They were all
sick-ass
talk
pie hole.
and no action, but I got it done under my just enacted most favored nation agreements. Americans
we
who
made
have for
sure that
decades
other
paid by
countries had to
far
pay more.
the
It's
highest
not that we went
prices of
down to
any
them.
nation
They
anywhere
came
in the
up.
world for prescription
Period.
drugs. Will
That's
now
how it
pay the
works.
lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price.
Because those countries will raise the price that they are paying. Oh my God! Do you think that insurance companies or whoever would,
So
or
in my
drug companies would
first
fucking
year of the
do something
second
that
term-
cuts into their profits? Are you fucking
Should be
kidding
my
me?
third term. But strange things happen.
Oh.
What happened?
What the fuck?
Care from the highest price
No kings, motherfucker.
achievement. The result is price
It's not
What
the
a
lowest
fucking
price.
bitch, right?
He's not, he is
500, 600% and more. All available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way.
Oh, you did.
And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to
I
be
just saw the
a
20
great
billion
mom.
billion T. Oh, Kathleen, you look like good white stock. Yes, dear. Have lots of children, please. Let's hope multiple eggs are viable. That's right. Everybody clap for Catherine's uterus. Clap, everybody. This is great. Go
So
fuck
now
your
I'm
husband.
calling on
There
Congress
you go.
to codify my
Or
most
just go to the doctor's
favored
office.
nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of
That's the
electricity
smarmy
that's
little
needed.
energy
So I'm
secretary.
telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated.
Yeah.
Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up
This is a
into
horror
thousands
movie documentary night.
single-family
That's
homes.
what this is. His mouth in every
And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent because homes for
I love the fact he's
people,
a pedophile. How do you feel about
really,
it?
that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just
But we
fine.
want
Rachel,
corporations to be
thank you very
people when
much.
it
Good
comes
luck
to
with your home. You'll get one soon.
Your electric bill doubled in September after I took my air conditioner. Wow. I wonder if you do have a data center
We're also
anywhere.
working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least
That's not retirement. That's not the economy.
It's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year. As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Yeah, okay. You should talk to your sons then and your wife about pulling the rug on her fucking crypto token. Okay? Dump, why don't you talk to your wife about pulling the rug on her own crypto token? How about that? And here's the other, oh my God.
They stood up for that, I can't believe. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America.
Yeah, you might want to talk
There's
to this
been no more
administration
stunning
about insider
example
trading
than
and pedophilia.
Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance. We'll get it done. And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight.
No,
It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games.
Fuck you.
Delilah.
Fuck you, Nazis. Fuck you, Nazis. Oh, you want a revolution? Bitch, you got one. You totally got one. Bring it on. Let's go. I'm ready. Put me in, Coach. Let's
Delilah
go.
Colden was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
Oh my God, she can't stand. Oh my God, I don't even want to even say about this. I really don't. Where is the blood clot? Where is the blood clot? Where is it?
Thank
Oh my
you, Delilah.
God. So
Many, if not
disgusting.
most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
Well, I think that's probably already a rule, asshole.
And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible.
No, they didn't totally
Hard to
ignore
believe,
them.
actually.
So stop it. And you're
In
not
2023, a
helping anybody
16-year-old
survive.
high school cheerleader
And the
named
criminal element
Elizabeth
in the immigrant
Medina
community is much lower
was
than
supposed to
native
perform
born.
in her
That's
town's
just
Christmas
the data.
parade,
I'm sorry.
but she never arrived. Her mother,
This man is a
Jacqueline, went
pedophile
home
and a
to look for
rapist,
her,
and
she found her
has
lying
likely
dead in a
raped
bathtub,
children.
bleeding
All right?
profusely
An
after
actual
being
fucking
stabbed
rapist
25
pedophile
times.
standing there in front of you.
Elizabeth's killer
Isn't that terrible?
was a previously
Isn't
arrested
that
illegal
terrible?
alien who had broken in and
Isn't that
just
terrible?
brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them.
This is just insane, isn't it? It's just insane.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice, we'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
You're wrong. The Constitution covers persons. I mean, it's persons. Due process is persons. Yeah, that's right. It's persons. People are due process, which is a right under the law. So you're actually just ignorant. That's it. I can't think of a good reason to not talk about that. I would like to speak with a therapist now, please. We should have therapists standing by. Never read that question. It's just so dumb. It's just dumb and a cheap trick. And it's literally wrong. It's literally wrong. Look at him, the little girl. You know what? He's a child rapist. He's a child rapist. Yeah, it's, this is dumb.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
You're a pedophile. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You raped children, allegedly. Is that what we do now? We support the guy who fucking rapes children, allegedly? Really? It was Ilhan Omar, Teresa. And God bless her.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
No, it's just dumb. If you read the Save America Act, it's really dumb. And even the Republicans are
to
not
stop
voting for
illegal
it.
aliens
Sorry.
and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. That cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
Wait, if cheating is rampant, does that mean you lost? Wait a minute. No, literally, this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't really, huh? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Save America Act. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's funny. Rick Scott, I know, I can't find my picture of his upside down face at the moment, but you do have it.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None.
No, we need mail-in voting. That's done. Fuck you. Fuck you. Our
And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
No, it's not.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
I'm sorry. Again, I'm going to say, like, what?
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason.
If there was
They
cheating,
make up
then
all
you
excuses.
lost.
They say it's
You
racist.
idiot.
They come up with things. You almost say,
fucking
what
idiot.
imagination
I love
they
the
have.
heckling. I
They
love
want
it.
to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full-ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
What? What? She looks like she's not actually happy, but...
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this?
No, schools
15
don't
years ago, if
transition
somebody
you.
was up here
Sorry.
and said that, they'd
So
say,
I would need a lot more
"What's wrong
information
with him?"
because schools just don't
But
transition
now we have
you.
to say
That's
it
not
because
how
it's
it
going
works.
on all over numerous states without even telling the parents.
Yeah, that's like a
But
fascist.
surely we can all
Christian
agree no
nationalist
state can be allowed
liberty,
to rip children from their parents' arms
boy.
and transition them
Nobody
to a new
does this.
gender
Another
against
puppet.
the parents'
Yeah,
will.
I
Who
know.
would
I
believe
feel
that
so
we've been
badly.
talking about this?
I don't
We
know
must
if
ban
she
it,
is
and we must
there.
ban it immediately.
I just don't buy. No one. First of all, whatever happens with a child
nobody
is
says that.
between their
These
doctors, their
people
families,
are
their
crazy.
parents.
I'm telling you, they're
It's
crazy.
just, what did he say? Oh, he's mentioning alcohol.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ, you guys.
What did he just say? He's mentioning Charlie Kirk.
Like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
This is giving
No one
Post
cares
vibes.
more about
I
protecting
feel so
America's
bad that
youth
the
than
kid-
our
I totally
wonderful
feel that
first
my heart
lady.
is
Now
with
a
that
movie star.
child.
She's a movie star. Can you believe it?
Regardless of what. He
It's
said
so
movie
fucking
star.
insane,
That's on the
Bill.
bingo card.
I don't,
My heart is completely with that child.
for fuck's sake.
I'm not assuming what she
Legislation
wants.
advancing
I'm
a
not
landmark
assuming she's
executive
happy.
order on
I'm not
foster care
assuming. I'm not assuming
and helping
any
secure
of that.
$30 million to launch the
Oh, Maya
Melania
Post is
Trump
a
foster youth
detransitioner from
to
Israel with an
independence
anti-trans
initiative.
activist
It's
mother
a
and
tremendous,
family. And I'm getting those
really a
vibes. I'm not
tremendous thing that
assuming
happened
anything
and
about
had a
that
lot of
child.
bipartisan support.
I just think it's gross.
She gets much better bipartisan
He's
support than I
exploiting
do.
the
I
entire
get none. She
situation.
gets a lot.
And I'm just like, I don't.
Someday you're going to have to
This is
tell
so
me how you
fucked
did
up.
that.
Stop fucking hating other people.
And students
okay?
and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's
you
efforts in the
fucking Russian
presidential AI challenge,
You go
keeping
fuck
America's
yourself.
next generation
I
position
fucking
to
hate Christmas.
succeed and strongly
I hate
succeed in the
Christmas.
future.
I hate
Tonight
children.
we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact.
Maya Post is
Sierra
from
Burns
Israel.
and
That's what
Everest
Meowing's saying.
Nevermont. Thank you
Yeah,
both. and
I'm just sorry.
Melania, thank you. I know how
people
hard you
have
worked
no
on it.
time.
Thank you very much.
They should have more time to work with kids on their emotional and, all around well-being. Okay, but no one is convincing a child. No. Different person. But those are the vibes that we're getting. No, she's a different person. Yeah, it's just.
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal.
No, show me the data. Show me the fucking data. That's a lie. Show me the data. Show me the data.
This
Come
is
on, show it to
especially
me.
true among young people.
No data?
And a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
She is standing. She already is. You fucking idiot. She's got to cry. She's forcing it. Oh, there's the sniffle. There's the sniffle. There's the sniffle.
Thank you, Erica.
Oh my God. You are
In
such a
Charlie's memory,
liar.
we must all come together to reaffirm that
fucking liar.
America is
It's
one
so
nation
fun.
under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
Please. Cake slap? I love it.
We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody
Show
actually
me
thought
the
possible.
fucking
It's really
data.
a beautiful thing to see.
In fact, I'll look it
Above
up.
all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be...
What the fuck is he doing?
...set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders.
Using people, like he always
Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Oh yeah, no. I think I've heard of her before Maryland. Yeah, I think she Gal got her confused with the other girl from Maryland or wherever. That's all. I think it was just a confusion on who was who. It was reported today that Cash didn't get to Utah after his death because of his screw-ups on his jet. Oh, really?
How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
Okay, well, you know what? We're going to start with your ass, you fucking child rapist, allegedly. We're going to start with your ass.
Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen?
It didn't actually happen, but okay. Grandpa, tell yourself what you need to admit. Oh, and by the way, you allegedly raped children.
In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago.
What?
They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan.
While homicides have declined significantly in 2024 and 2025 compared to a 26-year high in 2023, murders are still occurring.
He didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her that never see anything like her.
Homicides down roughly 12 to 32% compared to the 2024, with 128 to 187 deaths reported. I don't know why there's such a wide discrepancy there. That's not true, you're lying. Yeah, exactly, where people's pain and tragedy have been exploited.
So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head.
All right,
Neither
here we
was
go.
expected
Jay
to
Rance
make
has it. Yes,
They
Oren,
weren't even
part of
given
the
a chance,
psychological
except
warfare, traumatized,
his
and
wonderful
then bond
mother,
or whatever. Gal knows.
named Melody,
Yeah.
who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right.
Ruth, it's been a rough one. It's been a rough one. Yeah, lots of
amazing, actually.
Lots of exploitive.
I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Andrew, you can sit down.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask
because you're going to get a
a
medal.
highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew
Everybody
Wolf
gets a
and
prize.
the great family of
You get a medal.
Sarah
you
Beckstrom,
get a medal. Look
with
under
the
your
award
seats.
created by
You'll
our
get a
late,
medal.
great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Did God not want me to my daughter to survive? Yeah, Mom didn't play hard enough. That's disgusting. I don't know what the rules are in the Purple Heart. Doesn't it have to be wartime, like in battle or something? Doesn't it have to be in battle? I know. You're going to need, Jack, you're going to need to up that to 4 digits. It's not, you're already at 232. We were trying to continue to maintain decorum as President Ray pissed on.
We love you all.
Pissed yammered on
Love you.
incessantly the racist and hateful.
We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia.
I killed
Isn't it
5
funny?
giants with one swoop.
Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared.
Not Jared. Oh, no.
And I also want to thank the Manday Report, too, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
Where's my sad Marco? I need my sad Marco. Where is he? Oh, I hope I have him. Where's sad Marco? Oh, what happened to sad Marco?
People don't like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
Yeah, you know what he's going to go down as? He's going to go down as the guy that was responsible for millions of deaths because he cut away USAID. That's what Marco's going to live with. Marco's going to live with the blood of the hands of Palestinians. He's going to live with that. He's going to live with the blood on his hands of Ukrainians and Russians. He's going to live with the blood on his hands of Iranians. He's going to live with the blood on his hands of all the countries that we haven't even heard about that he's deploying fucking fascists to right now. So, yeah. That's Marco. Little Marco.
Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages
so
back, and many, many
fascist.
before
like
them,
it's
but I always
so
said
like
those
our
last 20 are
brave
gonna be
young
very
men.
tough,
It's so
but we got
Stalin.
many, many more,
right? Like
hundreds.
it's so fucking Stalin.
But I said those last 20 are
the
gonna be tough.
proud
We got
young
them
men
back.
that died for
We
Mother
only got
Russia.
back 14
That gave their
or
lives for
15
Mother Russia.
of the dead, of the 28.
That's right. We will honor the
believe it or
grandmothers,
not,
the
Hamas
babushki
worked
of the
along
men
with
who died, the
Israel,
boys.
and
Our
they
boys.
dug, and they dug,
Our
and they
boys
dug.
died.
It's a tough.
Yeah,
tough
Biden
thing
got
to
most
do,
of the hostages released, but
going through
okay.
bodies all over.
He is actually
Passing up
responsible for the genocide.
100 bodies
okay, we're
sometimes
sending
for each
arms
one
and
that they
money.
found.
Right?
Tough job.
So
And,
bad idea. We should
They
stop
finally
that.
got it back to 27.
And we shouldn't support
then Steve and
organizations
Jared,
like
they
the
got it
Gaza
back to 28.
Humanitarian
We found
Foundation,
all
which is just a
28. Nobody thought that was
boondoggle
possible,
by
but
some
we
rich
did it.
guys,
And
probably
I
Jared
remember
somewhere
the
involved in there,
family
who ended up
of the
feeding
28.
absolutely nobody.
They were so
Oh, they aren't
grieved,
our boys.
but they were so happy as it's
well, we don't care about them either, by the way, Gal. No, we don't care about our boys either, because frankly, we can use them as cannon fodder.
What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job.
And that man, Steve Witkoff, is personally benefiting off of the backs of all of these deals. And why is he using his private plane to fly to
And we're working
Moscow?
very hard to end the ninth war,
Steve,
the killing and slaughter
why are
between
you
Russia
taking
and
your private
Ukraine, where
plane to Moscow?
25,000
Is that a
soldiers
good
are dying
idea?
each and every month. Think of that, 25,000
I know, he makes the Il Duce
soldiers
face.
are dying a month.
Well, he's going to end up on the
A
side of a
war which
wall
would have never
probably
happened
too.
if I were president. Would have never happened.
Yeah, didn't we
As
just
president,
see what our
I will
boys are
make
good
peace
for?
wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to
I know.
America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer.
Oh, which, by the way, Oh, fun fact about Midnight Hammer. It midnight hammered our munitions stock. I'll drop an article for you, a gift article from the Wall Street Journal, all about the fucking fact that we don't have enough munitions because that drunk asshole has been saying, go bomb this, go bomb that, go bomb this, go bomb that, go bomb this, go bomb that. So we don't even have as much of a stockpile as we used to. We're not prepared. And fucking Steve Witkoff confirmed it in a Fox interview with Laura Trump. That's right. No, it hasn't, because Witkoff sat there with Laura fucking Trump today or yesterday and said, well, actually, they're only days away from having a bomb. Wait a minute. I thought you guys obliterated it. What is it? Yeah, so it's bad. And we don't have enough munitions. I don't think in my 62 years I have ever heard that from any head of any government in this country. Any administration has not told me that we did not have enough munitions. What the fuck?
For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like, 32,000 protesters. 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them.
Okay, that was proven to be false, by the way. We debunked that the other day, or I might have not finished the debunking, but no,
they've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe.
They didn't.
And our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America.
They went ahead and killed people
After
anyway.
Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular,
can we talk about the Doha agreement?
Yet they continue.
Let's talk about the Doha agreement. Where is pompous ass?
We wiped it out, and they want to start
General
all over
Kane
again.
just also said that he
And
thinks
at this moment, again,
war with
pursuing their
Iran is a
sinister
really bad idea. Want to read that
ambitions. We are in
article
negotiations
too? I'll
with them.
share
They
that
wanna
one
make a
as
deal,
well.
but we haven't heard those
I have a gift link for
secret
you on
words.
that
We
too.
will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far,
He's quitting.
to have a nuclear
He's
weapon.
quitting.
Can't let that
He's
happen.
quitting. He's quitting. He's going to quit. Check this out. Check what I'm going to put in there. He's raising concerns. He's not raising Cain.
And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on
Dog.
earth.
I
I
don't have
rebuilt the
Deputy Dog.
military in my first term.
I have Droopy, though.
We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong, because hopefully we will seldom have to use
Please
this
read the
great
links
power
that I put
we
there,
built
'cause
together.
we're just not safe.
It's really called Peace Through Strength, and it's been very, very effective.
pictures are hung.
So thanks
People are
to
hanged.
Republican
Thank you, Neil.
in Congress,
Thank you
we're
for that.
investing that record number of dollars, have no choice,
Like,
in the United States
stockings were
Armed Forces.
hung by the
Also
chimney
creating
with
a lot
care.
of jobs, but we're not even
Traitors were
doing it for that
hanged
reason.
on the
Because
wall
as I said, we
by
have
the
more
stairs.
jobs, more people
right?
working
Did I
today
get that
than ever
right?
before in the history of our country. And NATO countries
Read
are
the
friends and
article I just
allies. They
posted
are. They're
about
our
Raisin
friends and they're our
King. He
allies. Have
is
just
fucking
agreed
pissed.
at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military
saga for us to
defense
try as
rather
part of the
than the
group total
2%,
recall.
which
I
they
don't know.
weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of them.
Yeah,
Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 3.
But Deputy Biden had it.
And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We
What,
got it really
5%?
easily.
What'd we
One
get?
meeting. And
get?
big difference
666.
between 2% that's not paid.
Jack
We
your
were paying,
counter.
afraid of many of them. Very few were
I
paid
love
out.
that.
Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over
Nancy's
to
like, I'm gonna fucking-
Ukraine
I'll
is sent
see you
through
in
NATO,
hell,
and they pay us
mister.
in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently.
Actually, if you read one of the articles that I posted, people are thinking of leaving because this army or these armed forces are feeling a very. Well, you can't
And
hear
every
me, I'm
service
sorry.
member recently received a
Sorry about
warrior
that.
dividend of $1,776.
Isn't it already going to go to them? Wasn't that already going to be going to them?
You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things. A lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand.
No, we
Have to
don't.
rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But
No, we
got the money,
don't.
And it was $1,775, and
Oh, my
they
God.
wanted my approval. And I said, "What's the number?" $1,775. I said, "Wait a minute. For one more dollar, we can have $1,776. Go to." I said, "We're going to figure that." I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar. I said $1,776.
Uh-oh, surprise reunion?
And
What
I
does
said,
that
"That's
mean,
good." And I'll
Tom?
tell you what, our
What does that
military,
mean?
was 4 months ago, our military. I'd
Lindsey
never seen a
Graham.
person
Is
in
he
the
Bubba?
military
Did he
that
call
doesn't
somebody
thank me for
Bubba?
it, So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And
Oh, my
set we bought
God, it's Crispy
1776.
Gnome.
It was great. And we love our
Who's that guy
military.
sitting
We love
next to
our law
Devon?
enforcement.
Jay Devons. I
We
don't
love
know.
our firemen. You know, the
Oh,
firemen
you can't
don't
hear
get
him now.
mentioned enough.
Okay.
We love our firemen. We're also
Watch who walks in, Tom says. Watch who walks in. Thank you, Tom from the future. Wait, what are you guys saying?
We're also
Oh my God.
restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Unfortunately, no, you can't do that.
And with our new
There's
military
no legal
campaign, we have
fentanyl. I
stopped
think we've
record
already
amounts of
bingoed,
drugs
so.
coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that.
Wow. Oh, laughing at
Very
us
seriously
doing
damaged their
extrajudicial
fishing
killings.
industry
Wow.
also.
Interesting.
Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most
Gross.
sinister
That's
cartel
fucking gross.
kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very impressive. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened.
I'm sorry. What was that? Was he doing Putin? Was he doing Putin?
This is a different fighting force than we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby.
Yeah, we
So
must
did
have
that.
used them on
my
people in
baby.
boats.
It's becoming so important.
It's not even pretending. Oh, there's the crypto twins, Tweedledum and Tweedledummer. Oh, and look, there's the stand-in, the defense attorney. This is the defense attorney, the organ donor for this bitch down here. So in case one of her organs fails, they can always take something from Tiffany. And because she went to Georgetown, now she can be the final defense lawyer that they all use. So, and she could be a prison stand-in for Ivanka if she dropped a couple pounds. Sorry.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed.
The other blonde.
All defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved
be deported after
Uncle
this
Enrique.
meeting. Thank you.
But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
Wait, is this a surprise guest? Is this the surprise guest? I'm confused. Is this the surprise guest, Tom? Because I was hoping it was like Bill Clinton or something. Oh, that's the surprise guest. Interesting. Very interesting.
Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters.
They knew we were coming?
Wearing the dog tags. His wife, Amy, had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major
This is just one big exploitation.
Protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good?
I know. I'm sorry, Jane.
While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired
They
from
used the
every angle,
discombobulator.
and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip.
I've so had enough, Bill. Man, the last 5 minutes have been hard not to just be like, it's fuck it 5 o'clock, right? Fuck it's o'clock.
Fuck it o'clock.
Jesus Christ.
The 666 is killing me. It's just killing me. I love it.
But I don't know
so
what
much.
to say. This is yeah. I am fucking
Hey, it's Jack down in the
Stupefied.
corner. Hi, Jack. I'm behind
Right
his
in front of him.
broadcast,
They
so
were right in front
he
of him,
won't
two
hear.
machine
He won't be
gunners
able to know I'm talking to
escaped
him.
the wrath of the previous planes.
Eric
Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those
Fuck it
lives
o'clock,
and
yeah.
souls to face the enemy and
For
let
real.
his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory.
right on, random. Yeah, that's all great, motherfucker. What about the fucking aliens? When do I get to have a spaceship so I can get the fuck out of here?
Wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors.
Did he say he's
hinge
ready
on
to
Eric's
pass out?
ability
Oh,
to
more
take
medals? Great. Look under
searing
your
pain.
seats,
It was
everybody. If you have a yellow
unbelievable
sticker,
what's
you get
happened to
a
his
Medal of
legs.
Honor.
Of the bullets and keep on flying and landing.
How old is he? I don't know.
People knew what was
The
happening.
president?
Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer
What the fuck?
Slover is still recovering from his serious
He's
wounds.
only
but
79.
I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife Amy, Eric,
Yeah, where's the
and
aliens?
Amy. Come on
I want
in.
to find the aliens too, Jack. I'm with your guest. Or your chatter. I want aliens. Chinooks have aisles? Yeah, that's the other thing. They do? I mean, I haven't seen a Chinook, so I don't know. Oh boy, he doesn't look very...
You know what's great, I guess, or if there's anything good at all, like kind of immediately that I see, is the pretty unenthusiastic Republicans. Honestly,
It's true. They have some pretty bad looks
Of course,
on their
there's been a couple moments, but for fuck's sake, I mean, this is. I hate having to fucking go. I don't need to go overboard explaining myself. We all fucking honor
everybody gets a
our
medal.
military folks, but this whole fucking half the address, more than half the address, has been Trump introducing folks that are actually fucking ass kicking human beings, right? Human beings. Something he isn't. He has to. I mean, what else was he gonna fucking do? Spew the bullshit he does?
It's true. That's a good point. That's an excellent point. He's got to fill the time with all of this ridiculous virtue signaling bullshit. Because he can't talk about what he's actually doing. First of all, he doesn't really know what is happening. And he's kind of gone through the usual talking points. He's not a goalie. He got hurt. I don't know. He doesn't look extraordinarily enthusiastic about being there, but it's also a somber moment, I'm sure, for him. Or maybe he just doesn't want to be there. Exactly, Tom. The service members don't expect a reward for their service. Exactly. Oh, that's right. Don't they usually get a ceremony? Oh, that's right. I don't know. It feels very exploitive. Yeah, they will now.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and
I don't
Amy.
know, Pathfinder. I don't know.
Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of
know.
their fellow warriors at
People
Fort
love,
Bragg recently.
they want daddy.
You notice the name
And even
Fort
a bad
Bragg.
daddy.
We have it back. We brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too.
Dean Wall, that
10 of
goalie will get
Eric's
canceled in
fellow
Canada.
warriors
He
from
plays on it.
that
Really, Dean?
incredible night
Oh
of
my God, I
victory
didn't
will
even think
also
about
be
that.
receiving medals
Holy
at a
shit.
private ceremony
That's a good
that will
point,
soon be
Dean.
held at the White House.
Winnipeg Jets. Oh,
Eric will be
shit.
there.
Oh, that's going to be a rough next game for them. I think his hair is pink. Thank you, because I thought it was like a peach color, but it's more pink. I think you're right. Oh, God, Dean, I'm looking forward to that. I want to hear the boos on that Winnipeg Jets game. Yeah. Wait. Oh, he's an American, though. He just
Thank
plays
you,
on a
Eric.
Canadian team.
That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor.
Look at
before
J.D.
we
Vance.
go.
He's like, what are they doing
He
over there?
is one more
What are they doing over
heroic
there?
American
Being
aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served
You're the last
in
one,
World
Royce.
War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the
He's going to make him stand
dogfight
up.
of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah, missions because he can't pronounce SOTUs. Who the Winnipeg player didn't go? Kyle Connor. If you're playing this kind of stuff in the world around is inevitable. Yeah, that's a good point, Pathfinder. Check out the links that I put up top, and if you can go back. There's a couple articles that I gifted from Wall Street Journal about the war with Iran, and that Raising Cane actually raising concerns over there in the Pentagon. So the head guy is actually saying, yeah, really, Tom, that's the question. Do you support military or don't you? No, he uses them as his little show party. It's so gross. Who gives a fuck about congressional Medal of Honor? I don't give a fuck. Get away from the old man. You smell like old man. I don't like smell of old man. I fucking hate Christmas, and I hate my husband. And I hate standing next to old people. They smell. Actually, you'd be pretty good there, babe, for 100 years old. Oh, God bless him. I'm sorry he has to get it from this guy. Who's a pedophile. I mean, for real. I don't know how to break it to him. Other than the fact that he just got a medal from a credibly alleged child rapist. Ouch. No mention of the hospital ship.
Thank you,
I'm
Royce, and
sorry,
thank you,
Tom.
Eric.
I'm sorry.
I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday.
What?
But you know, that's our highest honor,
God.
Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you.
This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. And if this guy gives him his Congressional Medal of Honor, I'm going to flip the fuck out.
250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history.
God, it feels
Two
like
of the
a
gentlemen
fucking-
we met in the gallery this
TJ.
evening took their first
Bone spur
breaths
boy.
1 century ago.
There's Vindman.
100 years
You
before
tried.
that, on July 4th, 1826,
Oh, wait, is that the other twin?
author of
I don't
the
even know which twin that
Declaration
is.
of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson.
No, he says he
to
wish he
his
could get the
last
medal,
breath.
Karen. He doesn't want to do
Just
what
a
you do
single
for it.
long human lifespan separates the giants who declared
Otherwise,
and
he
won
could have
our
gotten one
independence
if he
from the
actually had
heroes who
done
stand
things.
among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom.
Oh, you did? Okay.
The strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised.
Fucking wrap it up, Gramps.
Together we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies, and we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel, and then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles,
I'm feeling the
he knows
sugar crash
exactly
coming on.
who to ask. There is no challenge.
I said
He
wrap it
definitely
up.
did his hair.
Too vast for us to conquer.
He
No
definitely did
dream
his
too
hair.
bold for us to
Rachel
chase.
Maddow, is she doing
No
it?
horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand
An
of
award
Providence.
ceremony. Yeah, exactly,
And these
Teresa.
first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of
Insulting,
Texas to the
three
heartland
quarters of the
villages
country.
of Michigan.
Or 70%
From
of
the
the country.
sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden
falling
age of
asleep.
America is upon us.
It's the
The
Adderall has
revolution
worn
that
off,
began in
Pathfinder,
1776 has
and
not
it's starting
ended.
to crash.
It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in
Why
the
are
heart
you a
of
child rapist, allegedly?
That I agree with him on. The spirit of revolution is strong today.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. God
That's
bless
right.
you,
Not a
and God
lie.
bless
Not a
America.
lie. Look at him, like, okay, bye. See ya. All right. Oh, my Lord. Jack, thank you so much. Everybody give it up for Jack.
A string of victories even as polls show
So
deep
grateful
unease
to
about
you
the
for letting
country's
us.
direction. He spent the first part
Thank
of the
you,
speech
Jack.
really touting
I'll
his
see you
economic
hopefully.
policies.
Stop by
Then
Wake
the
and
speech
Bake.
turned
We
combative
really
at times. He
appreciate you. We
assailed
did it.
Democrats as
We did it
being
successfully.
crazy.
Thank you,
He sought
sir.
to reclaim parts of his
Really
immigration
adore
agenda,
you. Thank you for being
spotlighting
such
the
a great
families who
streaming
lost
partner.
relatives to
I really
crimes
enjoyed
committed
that.
by
TV2, I
undocumented
know I'm a
immigrants.
little ahead
And
of
again,
him.
this is
I'm a
speech
little
that is
like,
coming at a
or
time
I'm
when
behind
6 in
him
10
rather.
Americans
So
say
he probably
the
doesn't know what I'm
country is in a
saying. But
worse
anyway, I
place
just want to say
than
out
a
loud,
year
thank
ago.
you,
We'll
Jack,
watch
so
now as
much.
the president
I think this was very
departs
successful.
the chamber. Let's go to our Lisa Desjardins, who again has this choice spot in the
Go find the other thing. And then, wait a minute, I will find something. What did we want to find? Who was it? Rachel Maddow? Is she? Oh, wait.
All of us, including every community, every family.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on. This is Abigail Spanberger's. Let me get rid of the bingo card. Karen Diggs Retro, thank you for the bingo card. You're amazing. That made it just a little bit more fun. You know, nothing is going to make it fun, so I don't want to be too enthusiastic, but it definitely helped break the tension. So I deeply appreciate it. Pig's breath, go to bed. Go to bed, pig's breath. Go to bed. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Abigail Spanberger is doing the rebuttal. And these guys are supposed to play it. So we'll see. Dem response coming up. Thank you, Tom from the future. Yeah, that was great. Oh, I really appreciate it. You didn't get a big no? Are you kidding, Josh? After all that, I thought your progress was going so well. You mean to tell me that after all? Oh, no, the response. What does that mean? Felt like poop hands must have been the jelly of frat cash. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Who got to go drink beer in Milan? Not you. Not you, pig's breath, even though they know you love beer. And they didn't take Kavanaugh. I'm trying to get this screen. Hold on. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. Let me do this thing. Yeah, yeah. Let me do this thing. Yeah, yeah. Let me do this thing. Yeah. Oh, let me do this thing. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So what do we got here? All right. The Spanberger. She's live. Okay. We're good. She's live. It's good. He never mentioned Greenland. Fuck. I feel like we were set up. I like puns too. Wait, did I miss Spamberger? Exactly. Spanberger. Is she going to say MAGA extreme Republicans should really stop? I don't know. Maybe she's going to say that man is a pedophile. Good night. Everything that pedophile said. Oh.
Good evening and welcome to historic Williamsburg. We are gathered here in the chambers of the House of Burgesses. In 1705, the people of the Virginia colony gathered here to take on the extraordinary task of the United States was founded on the idea that ordinary people could reject the unacceptable excesses of poor leadership, band together to demand better of their government, and create a nation that would be an example for the world. And this year, as we celebrate 250 years since America declared our independence from tyranny, I can think of no better.
Thank you so much. That was a huge success. I so appreciate. Oh my goodness, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. That was so awesome. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So we're behind a little bit actually. But thank you so much, TV2. That was so kind of you. I'm so glad. Hopefully you get some subs out of this. We're gonna pump the volume on your channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, love. All right, we're gonna listen to
place to speak to you
we're behind.
as we reflect on the current state example for the world. We reflect on the current state world. And this year, as we celebrate
That's a really good question, Meowing, because it's never who I think it's going to be.
Since America declared our independence from tyranny, I can think of
It
no
always
better
feels very
place to
milquetoast.
speak to
Sorry,
you
it just
as we
does.
reflect on the current state of our union. Tonight, as we watched our nation's lawmakers gather for a joint session of Congress, we did not hear the truth from our president. So let's speak plainly and honestly. And let me ask you, the American people watching at home, 3 questions. Is the president working to make life more affordable for you and your family? Is the president working to keep Americans safe both at home and abroad? Is the president working for you? As I campaigned for governor last year, I traveled to every corner of Virginia, and I heard the same pressing concern everywhere. Costs are too high in housing, healthcare, energy, and childcare. And I know these same conversations are being had all across this country. Because since this president took office last year, his reckless trade policies have forced American families to pay more than $1,700 each in tariff costs. Small businesses have suffered, farmers have suffered, some losing entire markets. Everyday Americans are paying the price. And even though the Supreme Court struck these tariffs down 4 days ago, the damage to us, the American people, has already been done. Meanwhile, the president is planning for new tariffs, another massive tax hike on you and your family. And Republicans in Congress, they remain unwilling to assert their constitutional authority to stop him. They're making your life harder. They're making your life more expensive. They're even making it more difficult to see a doctor. Rural health clinics in Virginia and across the country are already closing their doors thanks to the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill,
I can't
championed by the president.
I'm sorry, you guys. I can't do this. I can't listen to this. And it's not because this isn't important information. It absolutely is important information. Let's just take a minute and have this fire for a minute. But what this, hey, Sharon Brown, how are you, darling? What, I understand that it is important to kind of like address an entire nation and to, you know, say those things. The things that she's saying, everything she's saying is true. Everything is backed up by data. Everything is saying everything, you know, and that is important. Like, it's important to lead with facts. It's important to not lose that, right? Don't lose the ability to calmly discuss how we got here. I don't mind that. What I mind is the fact that we are so deep in fascism right now. And there are so many fronts that are being assaulted that it is almost, we have waited too long to truly explain the nature of the problem, I guess. And what we didn't do is we didn't stand up to disinformation. I don't know why we had such a problem sticking the course and really hanging in there. But at the end of the day, like, this is ridiculous. Like, this isn't normal. Yeah. You know, Karen Diggs says, you know, I never had Spam until this year. At our office work day, someone brought little Spam finger sandwiches with cheese. Tastes like mashed bologna. I would like to try it fried. It's very good fried on rice with a sunny side up egg. So there, that's my comments, my recommendation. Yeah, they were intimidated by Pussy Bitch, Posobiec, and all the rest of the people, and we didn't stand up to disinformation, and that is one of the reasons we are here. The real reason we're here is that there are people in the world who really want to protect their power, and they want to also ensure that they don't have regulations so they can build their business, put their turbines in wherever they want, however many they want. They want to not worry about building on protected lands. Nope, don't care about that. So regulations need to go. They also want no taxes, which they got a big chunk of that in the big ugly bill. And that's true. But what they also want is to shift that revenue burden from the tax system to us. And that is why tariffs were so important to this president. There was a couple reasons, actually. One, the reason, just from a straight on money revenue piece, he needs revenue to replace the revenue that he just gave to all the corporations through the one big ugly bill. Because companies can expense 100% on their taxes in the first year that they take that deduction. What do you think that's going to do to the amount of revenue that goes back out to those corporations? That's a lot of money. And guess what? It has to come from somewhere. And that's why they invented tariffs, or the tariffs help them answer that. Because how tariffs work are that the importer, right, like Amazon or Joe and Jennifer's, shop or whatever, small sports good, whatever. The business in America is the one that is paying the fucking import tariff. You fucking idiots. They're paying the tariff. So if the source country doesn't lower their innate price, then the price goes up for the importer in America by the price of the tariff. And what do you think they do? They pass it along to you and me with higher prices. And they already started doing that in the beginning of last year before tariffs were even a glimmer in Dump's eye. Because what they did was they stocked up. So I don't believe we're even seeing the true economy of tariffs, because we're probably still dealing with backlog inventory and shipping containers. Oh, and what Justin Wolfer said today about the 150-day tariffs, those Section 122 tariffs that he thinks is his big, backup plan. What Justin Wolfer said is the Chinese, they'll just wait. 150 days isn't enough to change your systems. It isn't enough to invest in different onshoring. It's not enough time to do anything. You can't even break ground on something in 150 days. So the tariff window of 150 days across the board is absolutely stupid and just makes our shit more expensive. That's it. That's how it works. And what I'll play tomorrow morning is Justin Wolfer's having an interview with someone talking about the fact that, first of all, we know that the employment levels are going to shift because there's going to be less jobs because of the way AI is going to integrate, right, over time. But this is just a boondoggle to shift the burden for any revenue that's coming in to us, so that the millionaires, billionaires, China's going to play along. They don't give a shit. They're going to wait this out. Okay? And China's trade has gone up in 2025. They're doing great. We made China great again. Okay? You want to look at the fucking data? Because we did on my show. We looked at the fucking data. And China has had a fucking bumper crop of a year because they're opening relationships all over the fucking world. And yes, the other thing about this tariff scheme that he has is that he uses it to extort resources and other things from countries. And no, he's not stopping wars using tariffs. The Congolese and they're fighting, okay? They're still fighting in the Congo. So pull your head out of your ass, MAGA. Understand that this man is bound and determined to stay out of prison because he's allegedly and very credibly so raped and sexually abused multiple children. Okay, save the children crowd. So, number one, that should be off the table. Like, you should be like, I'm out. But no. All right, you're going to stick in there? Well, let me help you. Let me double down for you. Not only is he a credibly alleged child rapist and adjudicated adult rapist, by the way. Sorry, that's a thing. Jury of your peers and all that shit. Okay? Not only that, but he is beholden to foreign governments. We don't know all the extent of the crypto-crapto that him and his two dumb sons, Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, are doing. But they are lowering regulations. They are taking away departments in the federal government that used to oversee fraud from foreign agents. He is doing everything he can to remove the barriers so that bad people from around the world can come in and take advantage as long as they've got the money up front. Because now this country is a big transaction, bitches. We're just a big fucking transaction. And he is trading on the value of United States, of the concept, of the idea of the United States. He doesn't give a shit about fucking military. He already said that. Suckers and losers. He said it. Because he didn't sue John Kelly, did he? No, he didn't. No, he fucking didn't. He didn't sue John Kelly for saying that, did he? Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? He traded away chips. Yeah, he's giving chips, a very advanced technology, to the Saudis. You know, the folks that planned 9/11. What the fuck is happening? Are people this dumb? And you know what? I know that we will keep fighting for your rights too, maggots. Even if you believe this, even if you think that's my guy. I don't care if he credibly raped children. He's a man. Because that's how fucking sick their minds are. It's gross. Yeah, because what it does is reinforce their worst parts of their personality. He tells them it's okay to be bigoted. He's the one who tells them it's okay to act like that and belittle people and lie. He tells all of those chuds, that's okay. I see you. But at the end of the day, he doesn't even care about them. He wished they dressed better, number one. And also, he just wants to stay out of prison. Because, bitches, he knows he's going to go to prison. And when he does, it's going to be for a very long time. And he's probably going to die in prison. And guess what? Shit is catching up. That's why he had to go after Letitia James. That's why. That's why he had to go after Fonnie Willis. That's why he had to go after, any host of people that have tried to hold him to account. I mean, that's the fucking most obvious weak-ass thing ever. Yikes. Oh, well. Yikes on mics. Wow. That is painful. I'm so sorry, because that actually is painful to listen to, and especially when it's so, emotionally manipulative, right? Like, I can't even believe how emotionally manipulated I feel. So, I'm sorry about that. But I guess I'm happy we listened to it. I'm not sure. I think it just didn't. She did such a good job. I could see her as a VP. Really? J-Rance, we just had to turn her off because I couldn't handle it. Oh, Summer Lee, is she on? Wait, hold on. Let me go to that. Sorry. It's so funny because we were like, I don't want to watch her. I might just be in a bad mood. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Wait, go to, why doesn't it go to YouTube? Oh, there it is. Okay. She hasn't started yet, so, okay, hold on. I know. We didn't listen to Spanberger. I'm going to be honest with you. I was having a little hard time with her. This is how, and when we need to help working families. You know, I don't know. I'm just in a bad mood. That's all. She started out really milquetoast. Okay. All right. I trust you. I definitely trust you. I was half detached listening after a point because I just couldn't take it fully. She needs lip injections, a makeover, and a haircut. Stat. Hurry. Somebody order her some Amazon hair. Summerlee just started. Okay. All right. I'm coming in. Hold on. I've got her. I've got it. I've got it. I don't have it starting yet. I'm going to subscribe. Bless you. I was thinking it was refreshing that she never got the MAGA makeover. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I'm down. I don't mind. I don't really mind. But I just feel like she started out too milquetoast for me, and I couldn't stay. That's pretty much it. She just kind of got me, and I couldn't stay. And I don't know what I need. Maybe start time is different for West Coast. Oh, it might be. But this is her YouTube. It's her link from her website. I guess so. Maybe she's on something else. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Is this? No, she's not live as far as I can tell, but. Wait, did I miss it? Oh, thanks for watching. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Oh, shit, I missed it. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Okay, I just missed it. That's all. I'm so sorry.
Good evening. I'm Congresswoman Summerlee, and I'm honored to deliver the Working Families Party response to the President's State of the Union. The Working Families Party is the political party for working people, not the bosses, not the big dollars. I'm proud to be a part of a movement that is built for and by the people. So let's start with a simple truth. What we are witnessing from our government is authoritarianism. Any response that doesn't acknowledge that truth is a disservice to Americans who deserve and need honesty right now. I listened to Donald Trump's speech tonight. While Trump and his friends profit off his presidency, he's gaslighting us. He wants to convince working families that we're better off under his regime. But we know the truth. Our country is in crisis. For millions of Americans, affordability is out of reach. Trump has driven up the unemployment rate, cutting thousands of federal jobs.
It's not going any louder. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, shit. Unfortunately, I don't even have another version of it. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let me see. I have it up at the highest I can have it. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, put on your ear things. Oh, let me just check one thing. Actually, let me go ahead and see this. Hold on. Let me just see this. Hold on just a minute. No, that's up to. Yes. Did you break our sound, Gus? Is this your fault? Is this your fault?
Jobs across the country. Everything he does is making Americans less safe at home and abroad. He's bringing us to the brink of wars in the Middle East and South America. And at home, ICE agents are hunting down human beings and cities are under siege. The FBI is raiding election offices in Georgia. Students are being disappeared for protesting tyranny and genocide in Palestine. The environmental protections we earned after a generation of advocacy are being stripped away.
I like where you're going.
Educators are facing attacks on public and higher education because diversity and truth threaten corporate power. Workers are facing union busting and retaliation. And the Republican-led Congress, it's abdicated its post as a co-equal branch and yielded itself to the oligarchs in the White House. Trump bragged about his tariffs, but they were never about creating jobs. They were a tool for Trump to bully countries or companies into paying fealty to him personally, and about making working people pay the price for his tax cuts for billionaires. The courts have blocked his illegal actions, but for too many small businesses and consumers, the damage is done. He played up his tax cuts, but forgot to mention that it's $1 trillion giveaway to the wealthiest and well-connected. He talked a big game about banning stock trading, but wants to exempt himself so he can keep on cashing in. The state of the union is dire. We can't afford to believe Trump's lies, and we have to pay attention to his actions. This is not a normal time, and our response to it can't be politics as usual. Trump's speech wasn't a list of accomplishments. It was more like an obituary for the country working people built and a celebration for the billionaires who want to strip it for parts. An obituary for our right to vote, for the ability to make rent or the chance to own a home, for good jobs with the right to organize and strike and stick up for each other. Trump's policies are hurting our communities. Working people feel it every single day. We certainly feel it where I come from in Western Pennsylvania, where I was born, raised, and now represent in Congress. I know what it's like to come from a working class background, to be burdened by student debt, and to witness our communities be neglected time and again. I ran for office because I wanted to make sure the marginalized and unheard voices of my district had representation. Special interests and dark money went hard against me, and still we won. In my district, Pennsylvania's 12th, people work way harder than their paychecks and bank accounts will ever reflect. It's a place where teachers and nurses like my sister show up even when they're exhausted. Where steel workers carry the pride of generations in their hands, and where restaurant cooks start before sunrise and don't sit down again until midnight. And where childcare workers do some of the hardest work in America and still struggle to pay the rent. We have world-class hospitals, yet people can't access the care they need. Insurance companies drive families into bankruptcy. Parents work 2 jobs and still can't afford childcare. Patients ration medicine just to make it to the end of the month. No matter how hard we work, we continue to struggle. That's the real state of our union. This is not an accident. Trump is failing all of us, but he is not failing everybody. Trump promised to lower our costs. Instead, he gave $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1% while cutting your Medicaid and SNAP by $1.1 trillion. In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania alone, 300,000 people are going to lose Medicaid within the next year. He promised us public safety, but we have an FBI director who's focused on flying on private jets to concerts and hockey games using our tax dollars. Trump promised accountability and transparency, but his DOJ is violating our subpoena, protecting pedophiles, and burying documents that name him in the Epstein files. He said he'd make government more efficient, but now seniors can't get anybody on the phone to explain why their Social Security payments stopped. While Americans' bank accounts are being drained, Trump and his family have gained billions of dollars from foreign payments and corrupt oligarchs. And while our hearts break for children trapped in ICE detention, Palantir gets to walk away with $1 billion contract. This is corporate greed and profiteering, and it's a moral failure. We live in the wealthiest country in the world, yet corporate profits grow and wages don't. The stock market may be helping CEOs, but it does nothing for working people's pocketbooks. The portfolios of AI moguls that see no place for you and me in their future might be growing, but not as fast as the unemployment rate for Black women that's up 20% just from last year. The concentration of wealth has created 2 separate Americas, one for a working person and one for the wealthy. And for years, powerful men like Donald Trump and Elon Musk have used the politics of fear and division, telling us that we should blame our neighbors for our struggles. They need you to believe the problem is the immigrant or the trans kid or someone who looks differently or worships differently than you. They want you to look anywhere but at them. So whether you live in a city where the rent is too damn high, or in a small town where the factory closed down, or whether you come from a community hit by gun violence, opioids, floods, or fires, working families are facing this same reality: wages that don't keep up with costs, in a system built for corporate CEOs, and a government that is just not doing enough. This rigged system keeps squeezing the people who have it hardest: the communities with the least power, the workers with the least protection, and the families already living on the edge. But we don't have to accept that. The rich, connected, and well-protected may want us to believe this has to remain the status. Is corporate greed and profiteering, and it's a moral failure. We live in the wealthiest country in the world, yet corporate profits grow and wages don't. The stock market may be helping CEOs, but it does nothing for working people's pocketbooks. The portfolios of AI moguls that see no place for you and me in their future might be growing, but not as fast as the unemployment rate for Black women that's up 20% just from last year. The concentration of wealth has created two separate Americas, one for a working person and one for the wealthy. And for years, powerful men like Donald Trump and Elon Musk have used the politics of fear and division, telling us that we should blame our neighbors for our struggles. They need you to believe the problem is the immigrant or the trans kid or someone who looks differently or worships differently than you. They want you to look anywhere but at them. So whether you live in a city where the rent is too damn high, or in a small town where the factory closed down, or whether you come from a community hit by gun violence, opioids, floods, or fires, working families are facing this same reality: wages that don't keep up with costs, in a system built for corporate CEOs, and a government that is just not doing enough. This rigged system keeps squeezing the people who have it hardest: the communities with the least power, the workers with the least protection, and the families already living on the edge. But we don't have to accept that. The rich, connected, and well-protected may want us to believe this has to remain the status quo, but we can work to make things right. We've seen working people come together, from the civil rights movement to the creation of labor unions, to change this country for the better, despite powerful opposition. So right now, we need bold policy proposals that meet this moment. We can build an America that works for the many and not just the money. An America where you can actually afford a home, where healthcare is guaranteed, with affordable childcare and education, with paid family and medical leave, and jobs with a union standard. We can create a just and humane immigration system. And let's be clear, you can't reform oppression or hatred. You must abolish it. We can have environmental policies that put the health of our people and our planet over the profits of oil and gas executives. We can fund education instead of endless war and genocide in Palestine or Sudan or anywhere else in this world. That vision is not radical. It is the bare minimum required for a healthy democracy and for people to pursue happiness and live with dignity. Imagine what it would mean if healthcare wasn't tied to your job, and where you can see a doctor without checking your bank account first, or no parent ever rationing insulin, no family starting a GoFundMe to survive cancer. Medicare for All doesn't just save money. It saves lives. It keeps families out of bankruptcy. Imagine a national jobs program that guarantees dignified union work, rebuilding roads and bridges, caring for seniors and children, installing clean energy, building affordable housing. No more telling young people there's nothing here for you, or no more small towns hollowed out and just forgotten. A good job does more than pay the bills. It builds pride and community. Imagine childcare that doesn't swallow half your paycheck, and paid leave that allows you to heal, to bond with your newborn, or to care for a parent without risking your livelihood. When people have the basic secured, stress goes down, small businesses grow, families stay together, and democracy actually works because people aren't trapped in survival mode. When the foundation is strong, people can breathe again. We, the people, need this. We need a healthy democracy and systems that work for us. We can have this now. Don't let anybody tell you we can't afford it. We somehow find endless money for ICE, for private prisons to warehouse black and brown people, and for bombs to be sent abroad. But we're told healthcare and childcare are too expensive. And when we begin questioning those priorities, the powerful try to divide us once more. But that old playbook is losing its grip. When Trump returned to the White House for a second time, too many institutions surrendered. But ordinary people stood up. When federal immigration agents invaded Los Angeles and Minneapolis, when they killed Keith Porter and Renee Good and Alex Preedy, people didn't stand by. They stood together, protesting, documenting abuses, building mutual aid networks, demanding that ICE gets out of their communities and that Congress not give them another penny. I believe the American people deserves leaders who are as brave as they are, who will wake up every morning ready to fight like hell. This year, we can flip Congress against Trump and against this rigged status quo, but we can't do it by electing more of the same. The Democratic Party is at a crossroads. On one side are millions of working people demanding bold action, lower costs, higher wages, Medicare for all. On the other side are corporate donors and consultants who are terrified of upsetting the very interests that rigged this economy in the first place. That tension shows up in watered-down bills and speeches that sound bold but govern small. You can't promise relief while protecting corporations driving up the prices. You can't stand with labor while taking checks from the union-busting CEOs. And you cannot defeat MAGA while keeping billionaires comfortable. In other words, you can't serve two masters. That's why the Working Families Party exists, to help us bring bolder people into government who better reflect the vision of working people. Look at Congresswoman Delia Ramirez, a daughter of Guatemalan immigrants in Chicago who expanded Medicaid, built affordable housing, and protected people from eviction as a state legislator before bringing that same fight to Congress. Or Congresswoman Latifah Simon, who worked for more than 30 years helping survivors of violence and trafficking. Now she's here in Congress to push for affordable housing and transit that connects people and that helps them get to work, and for an economy that doesn't treat Black and brown communities as disposable. Look at New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani, who took on Andrew Cuomo and his corporate backers and won. He led a movement of renters, young people, and working families who had been told their voices did not matter. He proved that when you show up, when you speak clearly about how to meet people's basic needs, the people respond. And now look at New Jersey's newest Democratic nominee, Ana Lilia Mejia. She started her race at 5%. She was outspent 10-1, and she still won because she outworked party bosses and billionaires. And as a former director of the New Jersey Working Families Party, she had a record of delivering, raising the minimum wage, guaranteeing paid sick days, and defending voting rights. And there is more of this to come. Our democracy does not work when big money owns politicians. Americans are sick of a corrupt elite few causing all this harm. And that's why I introduced a bill to abolish the super PACs they use to control our country. The obscenely rich shouldn't be able to call the shots in our democracy, and they shouldn't be able to escape accountability. That's also why I moved to subpoena the DOJ to release the full, unredacted Epstein files back in July. I know what it feels like to be targeted by billionaires, to face attack ads and smear campaigns meant to silence you. It was demoralizing and exhausting. It was also a waste of their money because our movement won, and we have to keep winning. Because when we have progressives in Congress, we get legislation that meets the moment. We get people who fight for accountability and justice. We get opportunities to do the right thing. So if you're sick of the corruption and the cruelty in this administration, if you're frustrated by Democrats who speak boldly but deliver cautiously, or sometimes even vote with MAGA, then believe that change can and will happen if we build political power together. That's what we're doing at the Working Families Party. Join us. Let me end with this. Trump is trying to steal everything that isn't nailed down for himself and his obscenely wealthy
Yeah,
friends.
member of Congress.
But this level of thievery requires consent. It requires silence, exhaustion, resignation, but we do not have to consent. Our organized labor and our organized money are far more powerful than they want us to believe. So join us. We can reject authoritarianism. We can reject corporate power. We can get money out of politics. We can choose a different path, one where we have each other's backs, because working people are the majority. And when we come together and fight, we win. Thank you and good night.
That was really brilliant. That is what we needed to hear. That is what we needed to hear. Okay, that was completely different. That was so different. Isn't it interesting? Is this member of Congress? That's weird. That's what we need to hear. And here's the only issue for me is I don't like to join anything. I'm a Democrat, so I can vote in primaries. That's pretty much why I've been a Democrat. I was an independent for a while, but now I've been a Democrat. Really, I'll vote for whoever I want to vote for, but it's generally so I can vote in the primaries, depending on what state I was in at the time. But yeah, I like the Working Families Party. I think they are really good, and I think it's that was a good example. Like they're kind of like the Tea Party, but with better values. That they really just want to defang corporations, and this is why I'm so excited about Mamdani. See, this is well. Let me back up. First of all, this is why I hate labels. Because labels inherently make us think, oh, well, they're not Democrats or, working family or Democrats are different or whatever. You know what I mean? This is the only reason I don't like labels. But, I'm just not, I think people are fine. People need labels, I guess, to kind of find where they're going to slot themselves. I don't really need to slot myself anywhere in particular. I align more with this party than I do the Democrats, I guess, at this point, because Democrats accept AIPAC and all this fucking PAC money. And I'm sorry, put your money put your not money where your mouth is. So I think that this party does represent a very different way of kind of approaching corporate oligarchy. And I like that. I think we are going to hopefully experience some very big sea changes on things like CEO pay, okay, or at least the ratio between CEO pay and staff pay. I want to see changes to minimum wage, healthcare for all. I think there are bold moves that need to no longer be, kind of sidestepped, or you should wait. You should wait for your voting rights because we've got to take care of this other thing first. Because I remember those days, and I remember feeling like, oh, well, we'll do this after we do voting rights. I was always like, voting rights are the most important thing. Nothing much comes after voting rights. But I also understand that it doesn't matter. It is your perspective about what is your priority and what is important to you and what is happening to you. And so I honor that. So there are different people from different parties that may have different things that they need. I think what's beautiful is when we can all join together. And I hope that Democrats, in the big D sense of the word, I hope that Democrats truly look on this as an opportunity. Well, they won't. But I think we, as Democrats or whoever, should demand that the Democrats divest of this corporate funding. I just think that it's time. Yeah, he wanted PACs out. Exactly. That's what I liked about Bernie. WFP has been growing. Yeah, I've heard of them for a while now. I really like that their strategy is to build up state presence. Yeah, exactly. And they're not, that's the other thing. I was looking at the California slate of potential officers, like all the different races that Working Families Party people are running for in the state of California. And I'm like, I noticed they didn't have a governor. And they might have, but I didn't see a governor. But I saw a lieutenant governor. And I thought that same thing, Meowing. I thought, oh, this is great. Because I think that one of the ways is to really kind of build that momentum. Which, again, going back to what I was originally going to say, is why I'm so excited about Mamdani. Because I believe, of course, not everything's going to go right for him. Everybody's going to try and fuck him over. Believe me, New York politics is way fucked up. Trust me, I know. So I think that I am excited to have Mamdani be successful in some of these big, bold moves that he wants to do. And I think that will be a great model for because I believe, and I know this is spicy, but I believe there are no centrists. I believe that when pressed on the issues, that people truly believe that if you don't have trans people and their rights represented in the Democratic Party, then you're not a Democratic Party. There is no Democrat Party without trans people. There is no Democrat Party without single mothers. There is no Democrat Party without Hispanic immigrants. There is no, you can go down the list. There is no Democrat Party unless everyone is involved and everyone is represented. And we don't tell people like the trans community, just wait. Okay. If you can wait, then we'll make sure that, maybe someday you'll get your rights to health care back. No, that's not okay. And we shouldn't accept that. Yeah, the Green Party. And the Green Party, my dad was a member of the Green Party. I think my brother still is. Like, I've had Green Party in my family all the time, and I'm always on those guys. I'm always yelling at my brother, and I was always yelling at my dad. Like, God damn it, you guys are just like fucking, like, you're too bossy. Like, the Green Party was too bossy. And they felt like a bunch of white hippies. I'm sorry. I know that's probably spicy too, but in my experience growing up, not that my dad and my brother are, typical white males, but they did better. They have better values than what I'm describing. But I'm just saying, like, I have a problem belonging anyway, and that's a me thing, right? That's a me problem. I don't begrudge anybody joining in and doing all the things. I just know that I'm not successful at that, so I just avoid it. But I definitely think that having this conversation is really, really fucking important, because if the Democrats don't decide where they're going to stand when it comes to people, retired people, working people, immigrants, employed people, unemployed people, if they don't decide where they're going to stand with them, then they have no chance, because now the game is up. We've seen that. We've seen the fact that when you just kind of play the long game and kind of go, well, we don't want them to do it to us when they get into power, so we better not do it to them, or whatever fucking logic that they decided to use to stay away from actual accountability. Like, put your money where your mouth is. Tell us you're going to reject corporate funding. You're going to destroy PACs. You're not going to take money from AIPAC. You're going to fight for disarming Israel from American armaments, because that's a genocide. If meeting RNU, because they definitely didn't for all of us. Yeah. It's just like, yeah, push all the groups to their side. Yes, exactly. Push the groups towards, we can have, this is why I really truly believe, I think that when people are truly pushed on the issue of whether or not everyone should have human rights, if they claim to be centrist Democrats, I don't know what that means anymore. I don't know what a centrist Democrat means. I just don't. We have Carol Baker fan club. Oh, come on. I know. So I don't know what a centrist is, right? I don't know. I'm sure that we could fight about like how to do the military, right? Or you could have that fight. But fundamentally, no, we shouldn't disagree that trans children and their families have all the right to privacy and making those decisions and being supported fully during that process. That we do have schools that are sensitive to the needs of kids who are going through whatever they're going through, and having kids that need a very healthy and inclusive and supportive environment for whatever they want to achieve and whoever they are. That is what we want. So I just can't believe that there are people in the Democrat Party who say, well, I don't want to do that, then you're not a Democrat. Okay? If you don't think that everyone is due their dignity and privacy and the ability to access health care, then you actually are not a Democrat. You're a fucking Republican. I'm sorry. You're going to have to come to Jesus on that. I cannot help you. And centrist, yeah, outside perspective. Centrist U.S. politicians seem to lean right. They do. I mean, I'm just saying that I don't think centrist is a thing. I just don't. Unless you're, because I think then you're just kind of falling more into the Republican camp. Now, if there's fights about, I don't know what you'd fight about. But, this is dumb. It's just dumb. And that's why, again, I'm so happy that Mamdani won, because maybe at least he will give the people who, for some reason, can't believe that these things are possible. I mean, I'm a centrist. I guess a centrist on the 2A. I think there are a lot of leftists who believe in 2A. I don't know if that's an issue that actually absolutely cuts us apart from each other. I think there's ways. I don't know. I just feel like that's one of those things that we could figure out. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm a Pollyanna, though. We all know this. We all know that I smoke too much weed and that I'm a Pollyanna. Oh my gosh. Well, you have spent a lot of time with me today. My God, we've spent 8 hours together today. I cannot believe it myself. I'm going to go get some dinner. What time is it? I'm going to get some dinner. And every time I write Bernie, it gets censored. I do not have Bernie. I don't have any words except for really bad words. Centrist Democrat seems to be a euphemism for conservative Democrat. Right. And I don't know what a conservative Democrat is. I don't get it. So I think they need to have a conversation with whatever God they have. Bernie. Yeah, you did it. See, I've seen Bernie. Bernie. Maybe it's you, Max. Oh my God, Max. 2A is poorly. Well, I mean, everything could probably use a little bit of an update, right? Like 2A could definitely use some updating. I don't know. How does that work? I guess you have to do another amendment. I like Bernine. Wait, is that because Rance is from Florida? Can Floridians not say Bernie? I don't know. No, it was Max that couldn't type Bernie. Oh, no. Actually, J Rance, it was you. Bernie. Burn. Feel the burn. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, I'm going to go eat something. I suggest you do the same. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I put you through this. I'm just your brother, Sam. That's right, my babe. Jumping back on to say thank you. Bye, Teresa. Good night. And I'm going to say good night, too. Thank you all so much for coming. I'm so sorry you had to see that, but I really appreciate your camaraderie. And another thank you to Jack at Live TV 2, Live 2 TV, Live TV 2. No, TV2Live. God damn it. I'm tired. TV2Live. And thank you for letting me steal your stream. You whippersnapper. I really appreciate it. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, bright and girly. Don't even fucking miss it. Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.